On out there in the ether? How is everybody doing today? Okay, um, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started. It is just me for the time being. I have an open invite out to a couple people. If they can jump on, they will. If I'm still here and we're still doing this here in about 30, 45 minutes, Will said he might be able to make it. But everybody has stuff going on and everybody has life, guys. That's just how it is sometimes. So we will get started. Um, we're going to try to keep the sound going this time because while I'm sharing this out and while I'm doing everything that I need to do, what's up, RP? While I'm doing everything that I need to do, I like to play that video. Somebody commented afterwards that it was silent for the first little bit, and that is actually by design. And sweet, one of my folks just joined. He didn't know I was going to send the invite, but I did, and
Am
he
I on
is
a
now
show?
here. Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Um,
know it started.
and so yeah, power of the PS5,
Oh,
baby.
I just got
Um,
the notification.
What's up, Nick? Dude, you've caught me live before, but it's been a while. As a matter of fact, I thought you and Trials were the same exact person, and then I found out that y'all weren't, and it really threw me for a loop because I think his name is Nick also. But we had kind of that discussion here in my chat one time, and then I didn't see both of y'all. And he follows me on X, so I was able to like check in on him and make sure he was okay. Because here's the thing about a community like this: like when you're building a community, you start noticing like, hey, why was it like if RP missed, I'd be like, oh, that's weird. But if he missed like a second and a third, I would genuinely start to like be concerned. Like, dude, did something happen? Are you okay? Because y'all who are here all the time, yes, there's two Nicks. One is Trails, or Trials, and he used to go by Nick, but his account got jacked up, and so he had to swap accounts. And then there's this Nick who I thought was Trials because I hadn't seen Trials in so long. And then Nick was on, and I was like, "Oh, Nick, you got your old account back." And then Nick had to tell me that it was a different Nick, and it was a whole thing. What is up, Salty? So, at the very beginning of this, there is going to be just a little bit of a scene playing, just because I use this time to get this all shared out and everything. Yes, I know. I know you're not Trials. I'm 100% aware. It just took me two or three times of seeing y'all. And so I play the recap of the movie on here because it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, gives y'all something to look at, and it lets me have time to share this out. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Enjoy the video and hit that like button while you're here. Subscribe if you're just like in the background and not doing anything. It'd be really cool if you subbed. I don't care if you ever watch me again, but if you sub, that's awesome.
I wonder if he knows that he went silent, or is it just me?
No, it's not just you. I actually just explained that. Oh, I never played the video. Whoops. There you go, guys. You are welcome. Watch this. I'm still sharing this thing out, and we will be right back. By the way, real quick, did y'all see that Edge came to AEW? I just want to point that out in case Geo's joined the chat. That Edge has finally arrived at the better wrestling company. Anyways, the company that actually still
I
focuses
did I
on
did
the
see that.
wrestling. Dude, that was
Undertaker went
so
to
cool.
NXT. I don't even watch this shit, but I see it on Facebook or
Undertaker came
whatever else.
back?
But he's like the manager of NXT or
Oh,
whatever. I seen people at
God.
they showed a thing on Facebook where people that were in what do you want to call it AEW or at the AEW event were watching NXT on their in their sweet TV. They weren't watching the event. They were
That's
watching.
ridiculous. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Okay, I can't believe that. That's so stupid. Um, but that's like WWE. Anyways, all right, I got everything shared out. So tonight, super simple, super easy topics. We're going to be talking about the PS5, quote unquote, slim, not slim reveal, but still slim because it is smaller and it is a slim console. I don't know why they're not continuing the same like line of marketing. It's actually kind of weird because if PlayStation's anything, it's consistent on their marketing, and that's why it's been the PlayStation, the PS2, the PS3, the PS4, the PS5. Like the next one's going to be called the PS6. Like it's not hard to figure this out. What's up, Byron? But anyways, we're going to talk about that, and then we are also going to discuss the way Sony's handling. I want to say handling the way they're sort of kind of handling the PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra. Uh, Honestly, it feels like they had some games that were left over that were supposed to go into PlayStation Plus Essential, and we're like, oh shit, these were supposed to be in there. Hey, let's just shove them in here in the month of October. And so it's Gamer of Light. That's awesome. Get ready to talk a lot in the chat when we get to that section then. Because you and I have differing opinions on good, and I would like to hear yours. This is the gaming playground. We puff out our chest a little bit. We call bullshit flags when they need to be called. And tonight we have a couple, but maybe not. It's a little bit going to be like last week, where PlayStation drops some news, and well, it it's divided. Some people are fine with it. Some people aren't. Some people are blowing out of proportion. Some people, like me, make a comment where they're just upset about it because it doesn't make any fucking sense. And then
I shit on the
every
digital edition. Like I don't know. I think I got a lot of unfollows, but I really don't care. I
I
don't get
mean,
mad that often. I'm not the drama queen. Like some people are like bitching about every little thing that PlayStation does. I'm like, it's really not that
nah,
big of a
bro.
deal.
You
But
are the drama. Don't do that. You are the drama. Have you seen your memes? You are the drama. Like,
it's just all fun and games. I know, but what I'm saying is like I don't get wild on like, oh, PlayStation did it, like it's really not like the $70 all that kind of stuff throughout this generation. I pick my battles that actually bother me. You know what I mean? Like the other shit's kind of like it is what it is. I'm not one to bitch about everything that hits the news, but that really was like, what are you doing? What the fuck, dude? Like what? Why this?
so, okay,
It's
so let's just dive in then. So here's the deal. I'm gonna read this little article. It's from the PlayStation dot blog. God, I'm old. I'm an old bastard. Okay, it's from the PlayStation blog post at blog.playstation.com. So this is from the mouth of the people at PlayStation. I am not doing anything speculating here. This is what it is. Here we go. As the holiday season approaches, we are excited to share that we have a new PS5 model launching. Hell yes, I'm excited. To address the evolving needs of our players. Or of players. Oh, it's going to be faster. Sorry, this is how I'm interpreting it as I read this thing originally. Our engineering and design teams collaborated on a new form factor that provides greater choice and flexibility. Okay. That doesn't really bother me. The same technology features that make PS5 the best to play are packed into a smaller form factor. Wait, the same? That's bullshit. Along with an attachable Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive and a 1 terabyte SSD for more internal storage. The new PS5 has been reduced in volume by more than 30%. Hey, me too. And weight by 18% and 24% compared to the previous models. There are 4 separate cover panels, with the top portion in a glossy look while the white on the bottom remains in matte. Cool. If you purchase the PS5 Digital Edition, you can add the Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive for PS5 later, as it will be sold separately for $80 USD. And then it has the euro prices on there. I feel bad for y'all. And it has the GP or GBP, which I think is Great Britain Parliament. If I got that right just by sheer pulling it out of my ass, y'all need to let me know in chat. And then Japanese yen is JPY. And you're like, Philip, how do you know what JPY is but not GBP? And it's because I've been following JRPGs and Japanese companies since I was old enough to hold a freaking magazine and read about them.
I was
So I
playing
know,
Final Fantasy One the other day, and I was like,
bro,
"This is one of my first 5 favorite games."
I was looking at earnings like reports from Square Enix in yen back when I was in like computer class in like 2000. Like, let's not. I'm sitting here like, so yeah, I know what yen is. But if I got Great Britain
People are like,
Parliament,
"What Final Fantasy did you start with?" And they're like, 7, 8, 10. I'm like, "Final Fantasy?"
oh, it's
And
British
they're like, "God,
pounds.
you're
Great
old."
Britain pounds. Got it. Okay. Let's continue. Sorry. The new PS5 model will be available starting this November in the US at select local retailers and direct.playstation.com where available. It will continue to roll out globally in the following months. Our inventory on the current PS5 model has sold out. Interesting. Okay, I didn't read that originally. We're going to talk about that shit. The new PS5 will become the only available model. Oh no, once inventory, shit guys, reading is important. Once inventory of the current PS5 model has sold out, the new PS5 will become the only available model. The recommended retail price for the new PS5 models are as follows. Digital, $449. PS5 regular, disc edition, $500. Okay, cool. And then respectively, like I said, guys, the Europe prices are $549 and then $449 for the digital. Bite me. PS5 Ultra in UK is $479 for the disc and $389 for the digital. Yeah, they're trying to make y'all happy. And then Japan, they just said screw Japan. It's 66,980 for the yen, and then 59,980 yen for the digital. Okay, a horizontal stand will be included with the new PS5 model. Sweet. So was the first one. Also, a new vertical stand compatible with all PS5 models will be sold separately. I'm going to key in on that pretty heavy tonight. At $30 USD, Euro, 39.80 Japanese yen, and then $25 in British pounds. A variety of PS5 console covers for the new model will be available starting at launch early 2024. Including an all matte black colorway and the Deep Earth Collection colors in volcanic red, cobalt blue, and sterling silver. Thank God they're not giving us that magenta and trying to say it's cosmic red. Uh, we are 10 days away from the launch of Marvel Spider-Man 2, with additional games including Alan Wake 2 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 launching shortly after. With these fantastic games coming in addition to recent releases such as EA Sports FC24, Assassin's Creed Mirage, and Baldur's Gate 3, there's plenty for gamers to play on the PS5 this holiday season. And then they give the PS5 specifications. Y'all can go to the blog post and read those if you want. Fact is, nothing has changed except the 1 terabyte, if I'm not mistaken. Josh is here. I know Josh is going to tell me if something changed because he's probably like read this, dissected it, and wrote like a thesis paper on it. Like, I'm sure.
There's a secondary USB-C port, which there's the one on the front. There's a second one, and it went from 825 gigs to a terabyte.
Sure.
Not worth the extra $50 for a digital.
Everything else is the same, right?
Correct, and smaller.
Okay. Now, Josh just said more memory. Josh, are you talking about more
It ain't a
RAM?
whole lot more memory.
No, but it
No,
is
he's
a
talking about
full.
storage.
Okay, it is a full game. Like, not game. It's
A
full
game, but like 500 gigabytes these days. Like, look at the Series S went up $50 for 500. We're getting $50 for
Nah, nah,
175.
nah, nah,
Like
nah.
100.
Keep that hooker's name out your mother effing. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I didn't think we were talking about my wife.
No,
I'm just kidding.
200 gigs, okay? Because here's the deal. The original one came with 875, so now we're getting 125 more. Uh,
825, dude. It's coming
oh,
with
825, so
175.
175 more.
175
Great.
is not much. If it came with 1.5 terabytes, you wouldn't
Dude,
hear a
that's
peep out
that's
of me.
2 to 7. That's 2 to 5 more games. Like, listen, I'm not gonna get hung up on giving them a pass on that, But that is
Dude,
a
you can
pretty
get a
decent
terabyte for like
increase.
$80 now, though. A whole terabyte, like extra, for like 80
Yes,
bucks. You know what
but
I'm
you
saying?
can't get a PlayStation for under 400 right now. So there's a couple things. One, let's focus on the thing that does need to be called out that is 100% unequivocally bullcrap. They are charging $30 for a thing that came standard on the previous model. And it's not because it's not supposed to be vertical anymore. No, it's not because it just prefers horizontal. No, it's because they don't include the stupid little piece in the box. Like, I need you. They're making them smaller, which is cost saving. They're putting a larger storage drive in there. I get that. I bet that larger storage drive didn't cost them $30 a problem. So, and Josh, I understand that.
That larger storage is probably $10, dude. Like, not even joking. That
Well,
much
and
is
Josh did just
$7 to twelve
say
dollars.
that every other model came with a vertical stand sold separately, and he is absolutely correct.
Not the
All of
PS5
them
though.
did, not the PS5. So now you set
It
precedents.
wasn't built like a goddamn frisbee either.
That's these aren't really built like a frisbee. They're more built
Okay,
like a fucking
yeah,
spaceship.
fucking yeah. You know what I'm saying though, but those consoles really weren't meant to stand vertically in the first place. Let's be honest. You could do it,
Uh,
but that's not really. Yeah, it's
really, Nick just said the current PS5 disk drive is married to the board. So if it breaks, you're screwed. You can't just replace it. I did not know that, but I have a dude down in South Little Rock that for a Snickers and a smile, he'd probably do it. Like there's folks around here that you, listen. You can get stuff done if you need stuff done. I'm just saying. And so, but no, it's what's up, Henry? Dang, I'm seeing some names in here. That's nice. We got 16 starting out. Let's go. Hey guys, share this out. Subscribe if you're new. I do this every Wednesday night. My normal co-host is not here, so one of our recurring guests, I believe, is what I would say. Yeah, he's here. It's Nelson. Nelson Gaming 12 on Twitter. Awesome dude. Funny freaking memes, and him and I've kind of had a shitty week, so we're here. We're having fun. We're gonna blow off some steam.
yeah. Salty's in the
And
chat. Like normally when if he asked me to be on the show, I'm giddy and like, yeah, I'm gonna be on Salty's show. And last week I was like, I'm gonna kill everyone. Like, don't just leave me alone. You know what I mean?
I could
Like,
tell you were fiery as hell last week. I could tell,
I
man. It
was
was
mad. I was just like depressed. I was yeah. Nothing he did. Just things that. It's not been a great week in my life. All right, I didn't get out of bed for like 3 days last week. Okay.
yeah,
Me and
it's
Thrifty know what's going on. We both got
yeah. We both have real
personal
life
shit.
bull crap.
Yeah, real life shit going on right now.
And
So
so tonight's the playground. This is where you forget about that real life crap and we talk crap. And so here's the deal. So that's my biggest hang up. It's not even necessarily the increase on the price. I don't like that, but I also understand that. So Reforged said it this way, either yesterday or today. It was probably, I think it was today. Anyways, I caught like an hour of the show today. I've been putting in extra hours at work, so I haven't watched a single video on any of this crap that we're talking about tonight. I watched Game Cross announce the games for uh, the Plus Extra and Premium lineup, but that's about it. He did it on a show today. Okay. He did bring up the fact that Sony is the market leader, and they are the market leader in premium gaming consoles by a large margin. 2-1 right now on Xbox. That's not a slight. I don't need bots in the comments saying that I'm being.
It's 3.5
Oh,
to
that's
1 in
right.
most
It's
regions.
it's 3.5-1 right now, and that's not a slight, guys. I'm not saying this for some console war crap. It's just an actual statistic.
That's just factual information. I mean,
And so they get to kind of do whatever the hell they want. And Salty said it on his show that they're becoming like Apple. And man, I freaking like I see it, dude. Like the thing that came standard on the previous model is now not standard. The phone that cost $900 last year now costs $975 or $999. We're going to give you a little bit something bigger, maybe bigger storage, but we're going to go ahead and increase the price of the phone by $100. But why? Because they're the gosh darn market leader and they can do what the hell they want. And until here's the real kicker. We'll pay this shit. There are people who will pay this. I won't. Not this month. That's not happening. But I'll pay this. Like, somebody eventually will pay this. Somebody on launch is going to pay this. Somebody during the holidays is going to pay this. And it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. But what really, really kind of irks me and bothers me about it is that they're doing it because they can. Like, everybody got onto Apple for switching over to USB-C. Oh, they're doing it again. They're doing this. They're doing that. They're doing that.
Dude, that's been the standard everywhere else in the world for a
and the
decade.
government made them do that.
What up, chat? What up, Thrifty? What up, Nelson?
Oh, shoot. I'm
going to step out again real quick for about 5 more minutes, but I just want to say, why do you guys have your panties in a bunch? Like, we all have PS5s. Why are we bitching about this? But the important thing that I want to say here, I endorse what PlayStation is doing right now. I know you guys are all going to hate me, but let me give you my reasoning before I finish up here so I can join the chat completely.
Yes, please.
The reason
I
endorse this is because PlayStation is doing what Xbox is going the opposite way. Nintendo will probably do in the future as well, and everybody else going digital. When you're looking at both options, get the digital one for the 450 or get the digital with the disc attachment for the 500. Logically, you're like, well, I might as well pay the $50 because if I change my mind later, it's going to cost me $80. So they are pushing
and the stand's
going to
put me at $480 if I
can. Dude, give me cardboard, freaking piece of gum, and some Thrifty's pubic hair, and I'll make it work. All right. Stop the bitching. We already have it. Yes, it does suck. You're paying $50 extra. You are gonna get about 100. What is it? 100? Actually, it was 7, 8, 9. About 300 gigs extra of memory. So I mean, it's not the end of the world. And guys, yes, in a normal world, as time goes, price goes down. But what people don't understand, and I see it every day at work, and you know, before COVID, I used to change price on items once a year on maybe 10% of the store. Now I am changing prices on a weekly basis. I mean, every 3 months, I have changed prices on almost every single item, about 90% of the items in my store.
Sure,
every
dude,
quarter.
That's just like my job. Our estimates are only good for 30 days because distribution, we have to allow for variances because they change their pricing every couple weeks. I get that. And if you would have let me finish my thought
a place I was actually working at like last year, I worked there before and I got laid off, but they one of the jobs that we were taking, we were actually losing money on it because they do contracts for 3 years, and the price of material went up so much that they went from like a 20% profit on every part to a 50%
Toolman
loss.
in the chat, what's up? I just got interrupted twice in less than 5 minutes.
You did. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 5 more minutes.
On my own show. So if he would have let me finish, I understand why they're doing it, and I understand that they can get away with it. He brought in a good point that I hadn't thought of, but that's a really good point. And I'm going to explore that. We're going to explore that tonight on the show when he gets back, because that's where the speculation is going to come from. The fact is, it's $30 additional for a vertical stand. It is somebody on Twitter, or X, sorry, tried to put in there that they are basically the PS5 standard disc edition is going to be a bundle. So you get it at a bit of a discount. And y'all can't see this because I run a faceless channel, except for the first 2 videos. Please, for God's sake, don't watch those. If I run a faceless channel, but I'm doing air quotes right now, okay? So, like, I have air quotes here. And so you're getting this air quote bundle, and Then, if you want to buy them separate, it's more expensive. Now, here's the thing. I can actually understand, to a certain degree, why you would want to buy a separate disc. I also still think this lends way to my theory that they want to have a disk drive available because they're working on native PS3 disk emulation. Um, that's kind of my thought. They're about to have this thing wired up, in my opinion, where you'll be able to play PS3 disc, PS2 disc, and PS1 disc, and you won't be able to have access to the store. So, like, you won't get your digital library that you had, but you could still buy these other games. You can play the games on Plus, and you can build digital, but if you want to go to the store and get it for $1 or $2, you'll be able to do so at that point. I think that could be an avenue they're trying to explore, and so cool. My suggestion to anybody would be get the disc edition. I think that they. I don't think they're trying to abandon disc as hard as other people like Xbox are.
Xbox is done, dude. They're not gonna release. Both their new models are coming out digital. Once those old Series X's are gone, it's done. Like, they've been trying to do this for years.
Yeah, because the Alexa trash can, that thing is
they're all
no
digital.
disc.
That'll be the standard going forward in like a year.
I'll say this: it would be really cool if they put the disc port at the bottom of it, so that way when the disc spits out, it looks like the push lever on a trash can, where you could just push it and the top comes off. Sorry, my
There
bad.
is no disc.
There is no disc. There is no spoon. Lord help. Okay, so apparently I can't finish my thoughts, but that's okay. I understand why they're doing it. They have the ability to do so because they are the market leader. And fun fact, as long as they just give us great games, we'll still pay it. We might bitch about it for the first couple months, but we'll still pay it. Like, it's not anything that I've looked at and gone, I said I'd never buy a PS4 Pro. Ever. I didn't see the reason for the $100 price hike. I didn't see the reason for it was a $100 price hike, wasn't it? The PS4 Pro came out at $399, right? I think that's right. Somebody will correct me if not. But I didn't see the need to upgrade to a new console.
It was $300 for the original and $400 for the Pro.
$400 for the Pro. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
That's what I bought it for. I bought it day one. So.
And so I didn't want to pay the price increase because, well, I'm a cheap bastard. Nicely, we call it thrifty. But I didn't do it. And I was so badly against it. And then about a year and a half before the PS5 came out, which, TCMF said I was a dummy for this, I bought a PS4 Pro. I traded in my old PS4, bought a PS4 Pro, made that thing scream like a jet engine, got it overheated a few times, figured out how to disassemble it, replace all that stuff. I loved my PS4 Pro, and the increase in quality on it was massively different than the PS4. And so I really enjoyed it. But I was against it at the beginning, but I still bought it. Why? Because they kept giving us games that were better optimized for the PS4 Pro. Hell, there were some games that I wouldn't recommend putting into an old PlayStation 4, like Ace Combat 7, because Ace Combat 7 pushed the limit of the Pro with the weather effects in the clouds, because each individual raindrop was kind of accounted for, and the RAM had to keep up with it, and it was a lot. It was a ton. That's actually what killed my PS4 Pro, that made me have to disassemble it, was that game. And because it literally sounded like a jet engine trying to take off, and then all of a sudden it would go black screen on me and the system would shut down. So back to what I was saying originally. As consumers, as PlayStation owners and PlayStation gamers, if they just keep giving us the games, holy shit, we have 20 people in here. I just saw that. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new show every Wednesday night. Guest here tonight is Nelson Gaming 12. Co-host is going to be back here in a few minutes. Him and I
Back,
disagree on.
baby.
Oh shit. Him and I disagree on a lot of stuff, but it's really good for dialogue. And at the end of the day, we're still going to game together and play together because it's the playground, guys. It's not that serious. And so I definitely think that as long as they give us good games, as long as they give us stuff to play that one, I can't play anywhere else, or two, I have the better version of, which has happened numerous times over the past few years, um, I'm gonna buy the damn thing. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna wait for the price to drop, probably 50, $60, maybe 100. Maybe I buy it next year when it's $399. But by then I'll want the PS5 Pro, and so I'm gonna buy it. And I think if we're all honest, almost all of us are going to get it eventually. Or we're just going to wait for the PS5 Pro. One of those two
It'll
things is
the
happening.
Pro will eventually become the what do you want to call it, the de facto too, like the PS4 Pro, like the last year or so of the life cycle until they stopped or until they discontinued them, was the only PlayStation that you could buy new.
Dude, this will be my first time buying a mid-gen refresh ever. I'd never believed in it. I with the Ace Combat 7, me and you have talked about it before, Thrifty, where it's probably one of my favorite games ever. I've beaten that game, I don't even know. Um, yeah, it was a little tough, but remember the main purpose of the PS4 Pro was for VR. So I mean, PlayStation never went full Xbox where full Xbox. Side note, I'm still playing Cyberpunk, and the more that I play this game, guys, Xbox is taking y'all for a ride, man. I mean, it's just becoming so obvious every minute, every day, every freaking hour. But no, it ran the games a little tough, especially towards the end of the generation there. And you're right, that thing sounded like a freaking AC-130 taking off, getting
Dude,
ready to
it's
drop
so
bombs
did.
in freaking Mars.
It was
It
so
still
bad.
does, dude. Especially, you know what I noticed? What I thought was funny was like one day I was playing what's that one like zombie game that came out in like 2021, and the second one
Oh shit.
open
Killing
world.
Floor?
No, God, it wasn't that bad. Um, it was made.
Excuse me.
Colt Eastwood was like, "Oh, that's gonna be an Xbox exclusive." I forget what the hell it's called.
Dying Light?
Dying Light. Thank you. The
RP
first one.
Gaming. Way to go, man.
Thank you.
You
very
win the
much.
prize.
I was playing that for like 4 hours one day. Didn't hear a fucking peep out of my PS4 Pro, dude. I turned on God of War, and the fucking goddamn entertainment center started fucking levitating. You know what I mean? Like, this bitch is pushing. Like, it's gonna blow up.
That was actually a legit concern of mine because it got so loud that I thought the fan was about to shoot out the stupid thing. And I had to either, and what's messed up is it was the only game that did that. It was the only one that pushed it
Last of Us
that
2.
hard.
Ooh, that one too.
I will say though
Um,
that the
I didn't play
PS4
that long enough.
is the first console that I had that died on me. None of the
Really?
Nintendos that I've owned, the PS2, PS3, none of those died on me. My PS4 died on me early, beginning of this year. I had passed it on to my son once I got the PS5, and it just died. Like it was just so laggy, so slow. The fan was just crazy loud. It was just literally like an old person, but in console form. And got rid of it. Ended up taking it to U-Break I fixed, and they couldn't do nothing about it. And what they could do is basically replace the whole thing. It was going to cost me, way more than the PS4 was worth. So I ended up buying a PS4 Pro on eBay for $200, and it was brand new. But yeah, it's the first console that ever died on me. So you know, I wonder reasoning for that.
So, yeah, I've never had a system die on me. Even the bubble PS3 never died on me.
Even controllers, I've never had controller drift problems till this
Oh,
The
generation,
original
and that was
PS3
with the
died on
Switch.
me the first year,
bro,
first year ones.
here's the thing. I'm not. Sony has the best launches of consoles or accessories of any gaming company. I would almost say period. I can't speak a lot into the PC sector, but when PS3 came out, even during its worst point, I think it was like a 14 or 15% fail rate.
It's
Which
8.
8? Okay, cool. When you
That's
talk to
that's that's the
people,
second highest in the history though. But Xbox never reported theirs, but I'm pretty sure it was like 85, 90% because almost everyone that I knew that got one in the first 18 months or so had at least 3 of them.
bro, I
No
remember people
joke.
trying to put pennies taped to their motherboard to help with the heat sink. Like, they literally just made their own heat sink. So what I was going to say is I'm not worried about this console launching as a fail or anything like that. And it doesn't fucking bother me. My PlayStation runs great. I don't have a reason to buy it. They cheaped out on the solder. Yeah. Um, they cheap out on a lot of things. But I don't have a reason to buy it. I am looking at Sony as a whole and the decisions they've made over the past 2 years regarding not games. Okay, I have to be clear. I'm not leaving Sony. I said, I'll tell that story at a later date. But Nelson, you had me cracking up earlier when you were like, when I told you, you said, "Are you getting rid of your PS5?" I was like, "Not yet." Like it's
One of my kids will go for. Like I'm just saying.
not yet. It's not that bad yet. But I was it just cracked me up because I know this is not going to get me to leave the brand or to leave PlayStation or anything like that. But at some point, you do have to. We did this with Xbox, right? We trace back timelines, we look at their decisions, and then we ridicule the shit out of them for their decisions. Now, most of those have been poor gaming decisions, not gonna lie. Most of those have been losing focus on the gamer. I will say this PlayStation still has their sole focus locked in on the gamer. We're going to talk about it a little bit later with the price increase and
I
the
died.
kind of the what happened?
No, I died. Nothing.
No, you're still. Oh, you're playing a game. Uh,
Yeah.
you're talking to yourself, by the way. So we it's nothing like that. But you got to look at the full timeline. You got to look at everything that's been going on. And so it's something to keep an eye on and not lose our minds over it. Yes. And so when somebody like me points it out on Twitter, like, hey guys, this is not cool. Combine this with all the other stuff that they've been doing. This is not like this. We need to pay attention. I feel like there's been other scenarios not related to gaming that I've had to literally wanted to shake people and go, are you not freaking paying attention to what's happening? But I can't literally put hands on somebody.
You know, Thrifty, what really, really gets on my nerves, which I agree with what you just said there as well. That's why it's very important to stay active. And look, PlayStation, we do a pretty good job of calling shit out when we know we feel it's not right. But something that's really been irking my nerves is look the production of PlayStation this year with hardware. I mean, this is a record year, guys. We have VR in February. We have the DualSense Edge in January. We have the handheld coming out next month. We now have this new Slim edition of the PS5. I mean, they're coming out with crazy, crazy hardware this year. Where are my games? Because you can put out the best hardware in the world, and if you do not have the games for that hardware, all you're doing is being Xbox, except that Xbox hardware is still shitty. And I do not care what anybody says. I own
Xbox
one,
hardware is a
it is
refrigerator.
shitty.
Like
Yes.
so and that's the difference, right? Like what is the biggest thing that you can say about Apple, right? They have everything you need. They have your computer, they have a streaming device, they have your cell phone, they have chargers, they have earbuds. They have earbuds that are pros that have a little rubber thingy on them. Pause. They have uh, different types of chargers. They have fast chargers, lightning chargers. They have little discs that you can buy, and all of them have the fucking Apple logo directly on them. Ryan, Xbox or Xhawk doesn't really come in here. Um, I don't know if it's because this is a smaller chat and I interact with it more than some people do, but he kind of got brutalized the last time he was in here. It was very interesting.
Real quick, Henry Heck. Yeah, I have PSVR. Nelson's got PSVR too. And look, yeah, the output of games is crazy. True, a lot of them are third party that got ported over to the VR. I don't give a shit because they're new games to me. I don't own any other VR system except for the PlayStation 1. But we're all here. We all know that VR is niche. It's not like we are, sitting down when we have a day to ourselves of gaming where we're gonna spend 4, 5, 6, 8 hours into gaming and just play VR the whole time. No, the bread and butter is the couch, the gaming chair, the DualSense, the PS5, and the TV. That is the bread and butter. The VR is still just an accessory. Yes, we can play games on that accessory, but it's still just that. And the longest game that I've played on VR 2 this year so far has been Call the Mountain, which is 4 hours. I'll do that on a Saturday when I don't have my son or he's busy doing something. I don't have work. I don't have any responsibilities. I knock that out, between breakfast and lunch. Then what? So it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's nice to get in there and play and, check out the new games and the new features. I'm definitely picking up that Ghostbuster game that drops in a couple weeks. There's a couple other games that I'm looking forward to. I just found out today with the PlayStation sale that we have, what's that game that just became available? I had it on my wish list, just to save it for when I, want to buy it. It's ready for me. And I just found out today that it came out on sale $10 cheaper, which by the way, PlayStation sales are amazing. Hibris, I think it's what it's called, or whatever. But there's a lot of great games on there, absolutely. But yeah, it's called Hubris. It's on sale for $20 and 99 cents versus the $29.99 retail price. But that's just it, man. It's just the niche. So yes, I agree with you that their output has been insane. But a lot of that output, I would say the majority of it is from third party that's porting it over to the PlayStation.
All right, guys, hang on. Breaking news. Breaking news.
Breaking news doesn't happen this late.
No. Well, it's breaking news to me, asshole. And I said we weren't going to talk about them tonight, but here, let's keep going, all right? Because Xbox is about to get some much-needed love. So, Will, you think it's a non-issue? That's cool. I think that I can see what they're doing, but as a consumer, I still don't think they should raise the price, and or I don't think they should charge separate for the.
Wait, that's the breaking news?
No. We are wrapping up this topic.
Okay, I'm like, dude, now I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, what?
Dog, we wrapping up this topic, and I'm about to read an article because it's funny as hell, and then we're going to discuss that. So yes, I understand all that, and guys, I get it. But all I'm saying is keep your eyes open. Pay attention.
Absolutely.
And if next year is like this year, where we only get 1 to 2 first-party studios, but they talk about price increase, or first-party games, and they talk about price increases and this and that and the other, guys, you can be the victim of abuse without being lied to and completely bold-faced hit in the mouth. Like, you can still be in that position. And I've
Now,
never...
we're flying our representative out to Japan, Nelson. He's the one that's going to go have a meeting and figure this shit out if we get the same year.
We
No way.
I'll be there.
Yes, Nelson, drop off the kids and whoever else you need me to take care of, and you'll be gone.
Now.
All right, perfect.
I got nothing but time right now. I'm on the
Because
way.
this shit ain't going. And look, I love PlayStation like the nice guy, and Thrifty's absolutely right, but no, fuck that. I want my fucking 30, 40-hour games, the over-the-shoulder fucking cinematic bullshit movie. I want to be involved with that.
And I
need it
want
now.
3 of them. I want
Yes,
3 of them. I think 3 is the perfect sweet spot. You get 3 of those and 3
absolutely.
second party exclusives,
Yep.
and awesome. And if those second party exclusives do well, you grab the studio. I'm
Hey,
just
and
saying.
sprinkle in some VR in there as well,
Oh,
and
dude, they
I'm a
already
happy
said
gamer.
starting the next fiscal year they're hitting VR hard and heavy again.
Good, good.
I think they focused a lot on the launch. Okay, fuck it, guys. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, this is breaking news. At Salty, at the Saltiest Gaming, you need to go check him out on the X. It's at saltiest underscore gaming. Go check
Everyone
him
loves
out
salty.
because this is awesome. He just did this an hour ago, and it's the best news. It's the funniest news, and I hope it happens because they just spent 70 fucking billion dollars. Let's go.
Oh,
IRS
you're talking about the
hits,
taxes.
bro.
I know.
IRS hits Microsoft with 29 billion backstack demand. Microsoft revealed in a filing Wednesday the IRS is seeking an additional payment of 28.9 billion in addition to penalties and interest for allocated profit. Holy shit! So that's just in addition to the penalties and the interest. Oh, made between 2004 and 2013. A demand the
Wait till they
tech
get
giant
caught
is
up to
willing.
the 2013 to 2023.
Bro,
They're gonna...
a demand the tech giant is willing to go to court to fight in an administrative appeal if an administrative appeal is unsuccessful. The tax payment being demanded by the IRS is derived from concern the agency has with how Microsoft allocated profits among subsidiaries in different countries and taxing jurisdictions between 2004 and 2013. Oh my gosh. Microsoft argues in the filing that its corporate structure has changed since the years covered by the audit. That doesn't fucking matter when it comes to taxes. Doesn't matter if you were doing them great and then now you're not. Doesn't matter at all. Yeah, so there's an echo on the mic a bit with Will when I'm talking. Uh, and he has to be talking at the same time. I noticed it earlier, but it hasn't really been that big of an issue. But so no, it no. So the issues raised by the IRS aren't relevant to its current practices. They're not saying it's relevant to your current practices, you stupid ass dumb shits. They're saying you owe some shit for '04 to 2013. If anybody has messed up on their taxes, that shit takes about 5 years to catch up to you. And then they all of a sudden hit you with a, hey, we're yanking $700 at your bank. Just
Thrifty,
letting you
I
know.
just got 200 bucks from the IRS from 2013. They underpaid me, so we're talking 10 years ago. And check
Years.
this out. Microsoft, dude, Microsoft has got to be the biggest simp in the fucking world.
Bro.
They're about to spend 70 billion on this ABK deal. They spent how many billions with
Yeah, because they
Bethesda?
didn't pay. They
7.
ain't been paying the
They've been
Seven
taxes.
paying the
billion. They have
taxes.
spent over 120 billion dollars plus the taxes, and they still don't have no games. Please explain that to me. They have been on OnlyFans all day long, spending their freaking check, spending their mortgage, and all they got nothing to show but an empty bottle of lotion and an empty box of tissues. Half for you know what, and half for the crying afterwards after they realize how stupid they are. Sorry to cut you off. I just had
Now
to
you
get
good.
that
What's
burst
up,
out.
FUTube in the chat? What's up? And then we also have Cosmic Hero. I saw you come in. I was on a little bit of a rant. But like, dude. Oh shit, Josh, I just saw that comment. Hang on. I'd argue they can't afford ABK now. What if
Dude,
this is
they
the
could, but they could buy.
FTC?
They could buy a country if they wanted to. They could afford it.
They're a
Yeah.
trillion-dollar company,
But what
but
if this
how
is the
much is
fucking FTC sitting here going, hey, guess what, guys? We might have lost the battle in court because we had Amber Heard's lawyers, but
Hey, remember the only way they got Al Capone wasn't for the murders,
it
wasn't for
was
the
tax
bootlegging.
evasion.
It was tax evasion.
There you
The
go.
government doesn't care
Ding,
what
ding,
you
ding,
do
ding,
as
ding,
long as they get paid.
ding.
And
Yes.
Microsoft is not playing by the rules.
Exactly. You can kill people. You
They
can
don't give
rob
a
stores.
shit.
But if you fuck with the government's money, believe me, they will find you.
Hey Nelson, when we got out of the military, when we were doing our PCSing, what's the one thing they wanted out of all the shit? Was their
They
equipment, and if
wanted their
not, their
equipment, and
money.
if it wasn't, they want their money, or you ain't getting shit.
You ain't getting out. You're gonna be doing slave labor. They want their money. They don't care how much it is either. It could be $50. It could be 5,000. They want their
You could
money.
have a dented canteen that you can't put in for fucking $4. You ain't going fucking nowhere till they get that goddamn canteen.
And they don't want the $4 either. They want the
$1.50?
canteen.
Your ass ain't getting no stamp. You ain't
Nothing.
going home. Nothing.
That's why my dad was a nervous wreck when he retired, I guess. All I remember was him pacing the house looking for shit.
Oh
Dude,
my
that's
god, you're
everybody's
like,
fucking.
dude, you're trying to get stains out that have been there 3 people ago. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah. Vietnam War and shit.
Yeah, Vietnam, due to war and Vietnam blood stains in the shit. Like, if you don't get that out, you ain't going home.
That's hilarious. Okay, so get this. Now they have to pay this because they're gonna have to pay this. They'll probably do what they did with what the EU did with Apple and Google, or Apple and Samsung, and go, okay, listen, we hit you with 29, we'll go ahead and take 15. But still, how much until Microsoft cries uncle and goes, okay, wait, yes, we are a $1 trillion company, but you're trying to take like a good chunk of that, and I couldn't do the percentage in my head. So that's what took me. That's what the delay was there for. But like, damn, what if this is the government going, all right, jackasses, we
And
couldn't get you
Thrifty
this
also,
way, and we've been letting you slide. Hang on, let me finish this thought real quick. I'm having so much trouble finishing them tonight. I keep forgetting what I
That's
was
what
saying
she
when I
said.
jump back in. Pause. So it's about 30% of their coffers. Holy shit. That's insane. And PlayStation's sitting back going, yeah, we ain't trying to buy shit right now. We are good. We ain't buying shit related to gaming. We're waiting for this stuff to go through so then we can go, okay, cool. Now it's our turn. Actually, what I think they're waiting on, I'll be honest, I think Sony's next acquisition is the Helldiver studio, Archangel, I think. Is that Archangel Games?
Arrowhead.
Arrowhead, thank you. But I think they're waiting to see how the game goes. I think that if the game would have been released in November, we would have had a purchase by December.
They've been working with them for quite a while already because they made the first game with them back in like 20 PS3 days.
And I can't wait. That is my type of game. That is my type of game to jump into.
Me too. That's like my most anticipated, other than Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Archangel is a dope name for a studio. Thanks, man. We have a. There's a.
Don't even think about it.
Yeah, right. That's a $1 million idea. Jim Ryan is belly laughing right now. You know he is. You know, it's like, you know what we do? Pay our taxes.
You know what? We may not have a lot of money, but we don't owe nobody no money.
That's actually true. I think Sony's been
Hey, you know what it
operating-
reminds me of? You know you always got those guys like, oh, I got this brand new, I got a new Denali and all that kind of shit. But then it's like, hey, we're going out for dinner. Like, yeah, I ain't got no money.
He ain't got no,
You know what I mean?
dude.
But it's like,
okay.
I'm driving around in a $3,000 car, but I'm whipping out hundreds. You know what I mean? Because I can manage
So
my
down
finances.
here in our economy, what we call that is house poor. So you have a $450,000, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 home, but you walk inside, or I go inside some of these homes, and I'm like, man,
and there's nothing in it.
got like
Yeah,
a TV tray for a table. Like, what is going on? Like, and there's a couple communities in near the area that I live, and those communities, I swear for goodness, they are either house poor or they are filthy rich. It's never a middle ground. Either they have no money to do anything and they're just scraping by like the other 60% or 70% of America is right now, or they are loaded. And so, I mean, that's like what we're dealing with here, right? You have Sony not just scraping by, but they're okay. I believe that they don't have
They're medium income, but they have money in the bank. They drive a $7,000 car, but it's paid for. You know what I mean?
Right. If I'm
Their
not
bills are paid.
mistaken,
They live within their
Sony
means.
is debt free. If I'm not mistaken, like, or at least the PlayStation division of Sony has no debt.
They always carry debt for tax purposes, but I don't think they like.
But I mean, they're
owe
operating
anybody.
in the positive, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
That's what I thought. Because that was a big thing that they wanted to do after the last recession, was a lot of companies
yeah.
started getting rid of
They
their
were losing a lot of
debt.
money. That's why they got rid of some studios and shit. They had cutbacks across. It wasn't just PlayStation, but their net value went from what was it, 45 billion to 11 billion in 18 months.
Was that
So that's
'08?
why 12, 13, I think. But yeah,
Okay,
they
so
were
the
going
second
down that
crash.
entire time. Yeah, the second crash. Yeah,
Do you
it was
realize that
bad. Like that's.
when
I'm
folks
glad I
talk
didn't
about
have stock.
millennials and zennials, which I'm in that middle range where I don't quite fit into anything, like when they talk about how lazy we are and how spoiled we are, like I just want y'all to know, and how we shouldn't be letting the stress of the world really bother us. I want y'all to understand we've gone through 2 global recessions, the brink of 3 or 4 additional world wars. Like, we've seen some shit. Like, we, we we've been around. But back on topic, Sony is okay. They have their bills paid. They're in a good position. They have money to buy things. They're not going to be able to make the big, huge purchases, but they have the money to buy some things. And I say big, huge purchases, 7, 8, 9, 10, $20 billion purchases. They're not going to be able to do that. But at the same time, what did I say about the PlayStation, like, news about their console? If they keep giving us great games, none of the rest of this matters. Xbox is getting punched in the teeth, buying up all of these studios, getting punched in the teeth again, releasing games that are broken, releasing games that have problems. The back end is shady as fuck and always has been for Microsoft. They steal people's ideas, they call it innovation, but somehow it looks exactly like person A down the road who had the idea 2 years before they did. All of a sudden, it's a Microsoft idea, so it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And
Did you see that thing
there's
I posted today that came from Porter Rock Show by any chance?
it would
About
not
the
play for
Apple?
me. It
I'll send
wouldn't
it to you
play. It
personally.
kept what it kept doing. It kept trying to send me to the full video and not just the clip. And then one time it did send me to the clip, but it just kept spinning. I don't know what was going on. But it's to the point where
Well, the
Xbox.
dude basically said, when I talk to Microsoft executives, they are like when I go to Apple, they'd be like, well, how can we make our product better? Microsoft would be like, they'd look at Apple's product and they'd be like, how does it work? How do we, what, you know what I mean? They want to just like, they just want to make something just like it, but try to be on par
Yeah,
with it instead of
yeah.
making it
So
better.
PlayStation, why aren't you going to share your PS6 specs and everything with ABK? Fuck you. That's why.
Because we're
Because
gonna
you're
shit on you. That's
Microsoft.
why.
Because you're Microsoft. That's why. It's no longer ABK. It's Microsoft.
It's what they did with the mid-gen refresh last generation. They bought the Minecraft company, and that's how Microsoft was able to find out, what PlayStation was doing, and they started to, get to work immediately on their mid-generation, which was the Xbox
They
One
basically
S
had
or
two, but
whatever it was.
they had the one
But
SNX. But
the two things that I wanted to say earlier was you, people don't realize how in what mess Microsoft is in. Obviously, financially, we know, with the IRS stuff, how much money they're spending, how much money they're really recouping back. But the things, also, a little
Guys,
side
that was
note,
billion with a B.
no, yeah,
Like,
this is
this.
billions. This is billions. And same thing
That's.
goes with the,
if it was millions for Microsoft, it's like, oh, we're 29 million. That could
not
be
a
like an
but it's
oversight. You know
all
what I mean? But it's
compounding, guys. It
billions.
keeps adding on. So what happened to and just go back to Jim Ryan real quick, and this has to do with the more fuck ups that Microsoft is doing. But the CEO of Unity got fired. Well, he got
No,
retired, but
no,
immediately
dog.
no
No, dog.
longer.
He left. he, he
You know what I mean?
resigned effective
But
immediately.
effective immediately, that's getting fired or getting pushed out. What Jim Ryan is doing is completely different. But what I want to say is Redfall. They just came out with the patch, right? The 60 FPS. That's basically the only
No
thing they
shit.
did.
Did they really?
But yeah, they did. But check this out, guys. On
I'll be
Steam,
damned.
which is a great way to gauge on the popularity of a video game. It's known by journalists, it's known by everybody that this is the best idea to get on how many people are playing the game because you cannot get that info from Xbox or PlayStation. Redfall went from 3 players, you can't even make a full team on Redfall with that, to now the patch being out to having, guess what? 12 players. So now they're able to actually get 3 teams of 4 to play in the damn game and actually have a little bit of action. What do you think this is doing to the CEO of Microsoft when he's seen, okay, we spent 80 billion on ABK, we owe the IRS close to $30 billion. These games we're
We
not
spent
getting the
eight
customers
billion
we're
on
expecting.
fucking Star shit.
8 billion on studios that are going downhill or have been ruined because
They
they've
were
been
already going downhill, but
yes,
then now it's
Bethesda.
what they had left. What they had left of value didn't drop exactly what I
No,
think they
well,
wanted out of it.
Microsoft, all they are succubuses. They're literally just taking control of somebody and sucking them dry till they can't no more, and then
Pause.
spit them back out. Pause. Where PlayStation is on the other
Chew you up
spectrum
and
of
spit
things.
you out.
They take possession of somebody that they know they have a working relationship
And
with,
they build them up.
and they
They've known
build them up.
They know they buy them for a reason. Like people are like, why didn't they buy who made Detroit Become Human? Because there was issues at the top. That's why they don't like to buy up teams right away. They want to see
They
is
don't
there
like
problems,
problems.
is there stews, is there fucking management issues that we're gonna have to deal with? Can this team evolve into doing other things, etc.,
Well,
etc.
what cracks me up is their main argument against the IRS is that's not how we do things now. They don't give a shit, just to let you know. They don't care how you're doing it now. They don't care that you paid your taxes
Bitch, you
right.
borrowed $5,000 from me. I don't care if you pay your shit back now. You still owe me $5,000, bitch.
Right. Like, it doesn't change the fact. Like, great, I'm glad you don't have any debt anywhere else, and I'm glad you fixed your business practices. Now pay me. Like, I don't. I still had to pay, even though I didn't. Even though it was like $360 that we had to pay one year, in addition, because the previous one thing from the 3 years previous had circled back and we forgot to do something and it was a clerical error. It whatever. It wasn't intentional. It was the person who did our taxes put it in the wrong spot and she was like cool and I think she actually ended up paying for it if I'm not mistaken because she's licensed, bonded, insured, and all that stuff. But like they are going to get their money. They don't care that in 2018, 2019, and 2020 I did all of my taxes correct. They care that in 2017 it was fucked up. That's all they cared about. So Microsoft,
That's like saying, hey, you didn't pay any of your mortgage in 2018 or 19. Well, I'm paying it now. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. You ain't been paying it the last 3 years. Now you're paying. You think you get to keep? No.
no. So Will, I know we cut you off a few times. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. I'm just putting you guys off.
What's
Sorry, that was the perfect scenario. I had to get that off my chest. That's like, you tell that to your fucking car payment when you ain't made. Oh, I'm paying my car payment now, bitch. It took you 18 months. We've been looking for you for a year to repo that shit. I don't give a fuck if you're paying it now.
We've been looking for you.
Dude, Microsoft is just delusional, man, and it's sad to see their gamers are delusional. I had a conversation with this dude on X where first off, he didn't believe me that Forza has missing features. I'm not even an Xbox gamer, and I had to break it down to him what the missing features were. But he says, yeah, PlayStation has really gone downhill. I haven't really been playing on it much. Last game I played was what's the game that everybody shitted on earlier in the year? Forspoken.
So
And
fun.
that's the last game I played, and Xbox has been keeping me fed. And I'm like, keeping you fed? Dude, are you insane? Why? Because they dropped Redfall that was broken. Forza,
Sorry, I'm reading
not
the
complete.
chat. My bad.
And what was the other game that came out earlier in the year? Hi-Fi Rush. I'm like, you got 3 games. What's after Forza? Please tell me what's after Forza.
Fiveza. Sorry.
Exactly. I'm like, you guys think you're riding high with these bullshit incomplete games that are losing money. Your biggest IP, Halo, is gone with the wind. Redfall quadrupled its, or I'm sorry, it went up 3 times the amount of gamers because of a 60 FPS patch. So it went from 3 gamers to 4. I was right, quadrupled to 12 players now. Like, this is just embarrassing, man. And it's really pissing me off because now you have fucking coming from PlayStation, but they don't feel the pressure. They don't feel the pressure. They think they're going down a good road, and they should keep going. Next thing you know, they're gonna do some other fuckery, and there's nobody for checks and balances. And that's what pisses me the most off Xbox. It's not that they have shitty games or a shitty console or they owe the IRS all this money. That I don't give a fuck about that. The problem is that because of all that shit, PlayStation is over here like, dude, there's no competition around.
Right. Now, one of the things I'll say, I'll be completely honest with you. Like I said, I did catch Reforge's show today for a little bit, and one of the things he mentioned was like, this is almost a perfect scenario for all three gaming companies. Okay? And I say three because I only care about consoles. I don't give a shit about PC. I'm glad people play PC. I don't care if you can get 3,000 frames a second. It doesn't bother me. More power to you. I'm talking about the console
You
space.
can't see much past 60 anyway, so what do I care if I can't tell? Just for fucking bragging rights? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't agree necessarily with that argument because I can tell a difference, and I can tell a big difference between 120, 60, 40. And actually, let me rephrase that. I cannot tell a difference between 40 and 60 FPS. I just
But you
can't.
can from 60 to 120?
Yes.
You're a liar.
Yeah, I think your eye
You.
can only catch like 80 up to 80
Yeah,
frames,
it's like
and you only
80.
get like 70% of that.
60 to 120 is like like you get like 10%
When you
notice.
watch it,
It's
like,
not
so
much. After
here's
60
here's
frames, it starts diminishing rapidly, though. I
here's
guess
what
is
I'll
what
say.
I'm saying.
Here's what I'll say. Here's when I notice it. So like Horizon Forbidden West, I can have it in 40, I can switch it over to 60, and yes, I can notice a huge difference because I just played in 40. But if you put 40 and 60 side by side, I can't really tell a difference. You put 60 and 120 side by side, and yes, there is a difference. Now, that's cool. Anyways, in the market, we have three companies that are dividing themselves, right? And they're doing it through their marketing, they're doing it through their pricing structure, and they are completely staying in their own lanes. And when Lono was talking about that, I was like, damn, that's actually really fucking smart. Sony is setting themselves aside as the elite, best of the best place to play games. Xbox is setting itself up to be the budget friendly option to play some of the same type of games that you can get on PlayStation and to play their first party exclusives or their first party games. I don't call them exclusives because they're not. And then you have Nintendo, who somebody in the chat mentioned that Nintendo's going to do cartridges for the next 300 years. And they probably will because they have that market. They know their lane, they know where their bread and butter is, and they know how to make a ton of fucking money. And so you have three companies that are literally setting themselves apart from each other to where they are going to end up ending the console wars by these companies doing this. Because if we have an elite, a mid tier, and a thing over here that does its own thing with handheld and family games and old IPs and
Put it this
Mario
way:
and
Sony wants to
retros.
be the Apple, Nintendo's gonna be the Samsung, and fucking what do you want to call it? Xbox is gonna be the Oppo.
I don't know what Oppo is, but I can go with the one.
Exactly. They go with phones. They make
They'll
phones
be the
because they
One
Oppo.
Plus. They'll be the One Plus. It's the one that nobody really hears about, but can do a lot of the same stuff that Samsung can do. It can do a lot of
It's
the
the
same stuff
Oppo
that
or the
Apple does.
Xiaomi
Uh,
or
okay,
the
no,
Motorola. Fine, we'll go with Motorola.
Motorola. There we go. Xbox is
Something you've
going
heard
to
of it.
be the MS, the Microsoft. Xbox is the Microsoft.
Dude,
Yeah,
for
well, they
goodness
suck
sakes,
too.
even third-party games run better on the PlayStation. Like, come
That's
on,
what I
that's
mean.
just
But it's because
embarrassing.
they're setting themselves aside to be the elite console. Like, when you look at it this way, everything kind of starts to make a little bit more sense. Thinking about getting it, but wanted to wait and see what the. Oh, okay, y'all are talking about something different. Oh, Mr. Grimm, when the hell did you get here? I think I replied to something you said already. My bad. What's up, Ryan? Guys, we got 25 in the chat. Let's hit that like button. Share this out. Subscribe if you're new. We do this show every Wednesday, and it is fantastic. We call it like we see it. We don't agree on everything. Talking into an echo chamber is super annoying, so we don't do that here. And we've already disagreed today. Will has held his own against Nelson and I. And then I got a thing from Twitter that told me that Microsoft owes the IRS 29.8. Well, fuck it. Let's just call it 30 billion. If they can round up their sales numbers, we can round up how much they owe. They owe 30
Not sales
billion.
numbers.
Oh, Game
What do you
Pass
call that?
numbers.
Engagement numbers.
Engagement, yes.
Fucking pussies, dude.
Hell?
Jeez.
1 billion people downloaded our shit. Well, how long did they play? Don't you worry about it.
Well,
Don't
we
you
know
worry
based on
about
their
it.
what do you not their trophies, but their their point system, their freaking whatever the equivalent of the trophies. We know that the percentages of people even getting past like the first accomplishments or the first chapter or the first boss fight it's extremely low. I mean, look at Starfield. God, that game. It's just I feel like I lost days of my life with that game, man. Like I just, anyways, but yeah, dude, their engagement numbers, even with the accomplishments, is super, super low. Like it's embarrassing low. So now I'm questioning myself, like all these damn podcasters, all these, Twitter finger guys, do they even play games?
No.
No wonder they're defending Xbox because they don't even know their own damn product. They're literally reading the spreadsheet that's giving them all the information, what the game is supposed to have, what it's supposed to not have, the frames per second, all this bullshit, and they don't even know that when you get the game, it's missing features, it's broken, the frames per second is off, everything is messed up because they do not have first-hand experience. So when you want to find out the realness of an Xbox game, you turn to a PlayStation player because more than likely he's playing the damn game or she's playing the damn game that the Xbox players are defending so hard and can tell you the truth. Just like how a couple podcasts ago we were talking about Matty Plays and how we love his retro reviews, but it took him almost 2 months to come out and say that, yeah, the game was mid. Because when he got the game 3 weeks before it released to the general public, he said this bullshit excuse about, yeah, there's just so much to do that I don't think it's fair for me to give a complete review on the game, but please tune in. And once the blowback of, the bullshit that Starfield was came out and people realized how shitty of a fucking game it is. You know what I saw today, guys? That to sit down in Starfield, there's a loading screen. And I'm not exaggerating. You're talking to a guy, you answer a question, and he says, would you like to have a seat? And you push the button to have a seat, the screen cuts, it shows the background of the game, shows the people in the club dancing, and then it goes back to your face. It's a 3-second loading screen just to sit down. How embarrassing is that? But that's besides the point. So now, somebody like Matty Place is coming out and saying, yeah, this game's got these issues, blah, blah. He's basically saying all the shit that people like me and other people who've played the game that are PlayStation gamers have been saying for the past month that Xbox gamers have been trying to defend, and now we know the true facts about this bullshit. So the point is, guys, if you want a PlayStation review, look at a PlayStation gamer. If you want an Xbox review, go to a PlayStation gamer. And a lot of the
Go to
times,
someone
if
that
you
plays
want...
games for the.
Yes, if somebody that plays freaking games, go to a PlayStation channel and they will tell you what the game is all about.
Guys, I mean, hell, I agree. Like, it's the most interesting thing to me that we call it like we see it. We don't always agree, and sometimes some of our opinions are kind of harsh. But we still aren't afraid to look at Sony and go, listen, y'all fucked up. Like, we're not afraid to look at them and
I've
go,
been mad
why?
as hell about this situation with the digital. Like, what are you doing at this time? You have a chance to put fucking Xbox like down bad, like keeping that $400 with, you know what I mean? You could buy a digital, and maybe a parent can't afford 500 right now, but they can do 4 and get a disc drive later if they wanted or not or whatever. But having that option, and then it's like, you raise the price, so then when someone goes in to look at a Series S and a PlayStation 5, there's a much bigger difference now, when before it was like $50. Well, that ain't shit. You know, it's kind of like, man, you're taking your foot off their throat, so to speak.
Listen, I agree, but who's gonna stop them? That's the other thing that we're not like.
Unintelligent parents that don't know no better.
No, but I mean, like, who's gonna stop Sony from pricing, in my mind, almost pricing themselves out of the market on an all digital console? Like, I think they know. I think they know that they can't. Holy shit! There's a big guy right there. I think they know that they can't sit there and charge $500 for a digital console. It would be the PS3 all over again, where we look at you and go $600. But you want to know something else? The PS3 sold like fucking hotcakes. So once
It won
You
the
again,
know,
generation.
people gotta stop saying $600 too, because the damn thing they costed $500. It's the stupidest thing because they had two different models. But on Xbox's side, they only had one model and it was 400. You know what I mean? So really, it was 500 because they weren't equal in memory, not even close.
no, no, no. Listen, but
I know. I'm just saying that I don't know why that 600 like thing bothers me
it
because they had an
shouldn't.
option for a bigger. Because everyone's like, oh, it was a $600. It was a $500 console because compared to the Xbox that only had a 20 gigabyte, there was no 60 gigabyte. If it did, it would have been 500.
That
And
doesn't
Cosmo,
change the price
Hero.
of the fucking console, Nelson.
No, it doesn't, Nelson. But
That
still,
I
I know
said it
doesn't.
what
was.
Nelson is saying. The way, yeah, it's too
It's a
close.
500. It was 500.
Yes, but it released at 599. The big bubble one released, and then they did a mid-gen refresh. It wasn't a Pro and it wasn't a
It was
Slim.
500 unless you wanted the 60 gig. But if you were to add 40 gigabytes
80 gig.
onto an Xbox or whatever, it was 60, I think. But either way, if you were to add that onto a Xbox, it would have been fucking $500 anyways. So
Josh just said it was $1,000 in Australia, and he still bought the damn thing. Hey, listen, no shame, dude. I spent the $600 on the big bubble one that gave me.
yeah, I got the big memory one too.
I just wanted the big
I didn't have
memory.
to.
I didn't either, but I wanted it. And then I honestly I got into a really bad situation, and I needed the money, so I sold it. I think I was in college at the time, and it was my first year in college, and I had to
Wait,
sell it.
Thrifty, you're a college graduate?
Bro, yes.
Damn, I dropped out.
Uh,
Hey, that's another thing. Me too. That's why I
Well,
never showed up. I was always drunk.
I just try to get that GI money, man. That's
Yeah,
all I
me
really did it
too.
for.
I was drunk all the time. I only showed up to class like 7 times.
All right, we're getting off topic. Sorry,
Wow.
Thrifty. I just thought
no,
that
you're
was
fine.
interesting, man.
So
I love the
I
party. What
sold
can I
it,
say? I don't know what to tell you.
and hey, Henry Heckman, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night, dude. Also, RP Gaming bounced out of the chat, I believe. Have a good night, man. There's a couple others that have left, and a couple others that I haven't seen in here tonight. That's very weird. But listen, when I forgot, see, this is what happens when we get off on tangents. Is I forget what the fuck we were talking about.
Sorry, I'm having a good time.
I am having a great time. Um,
College, you sold it because you were going through a tough time. The big
oh yeah,
boy
yeah, yeah.
PS3.
Yeah, yeah. So I sold it, and I then, when they released the next iteration, I was so pissed off that I sold it because the next iteration couldn't do all backwards compatibility. It couldn't do PS2 games. It could do PS3 and PS1, but for some reason it couldn't do PS2. And so I was so pissed. But my point of all of this is we will still buy it. And the only way to stop companies like this from doing what they've been doing forever, the Apple effect, so to speak, is to stop buying it. So you know what I'm rocking over here? I'm rocking an iPhone 12. Why? Because I'm not replacing this bastard until I absolutely have to. I don't buy this based off of a want anymore because cell phones to me are a need in life. I know that some people are going to go, no, you don't need a cell phone. Bullshit.
I
You
need a
don't,
PlayStation. I don't need a cell phone. That's optional.
Josh. Now wait, Josh. In Australia, iPhone 7 is like an iPhone 15, right? Like y'all get stuff a few years after us. No, I'm just kidding. That's mean. That's not true. I will say this: there are some kids in some countries who still think the Buffalo Bills won the 92, 93, and 95 championships. I just want to point that out because those shirts are pre-printed for both teams, and the team that doesn't
When I
win,
was in Afghanistan, there's a lot of those, like, kids will be wearing like a World Series shirt for whatever. I'm like, they never won shit.
they never won, but it's because they're printed
That's where they
beforehand.
go though. They're just like they just
Yeah,
kind of like we got to get rid of them. They're a dollar, you know what I mean? Like,
they're
so
a
people buy them and like hand them out to poor people.
that coral's not worth $1. Name that movie in the chat. Name that
There's a
movie
lot
in the
of there's a
chat.
lot of Lions apparel overseas too because nobody wants that shit either.
There's, hey,
At least
listen,
over. I'm just saying, people don't donate that shit.
I'm a Cowboys fan. Nobody, no, no, no. We're not going to talk about depressing
I'm
stuff.
sorry.
We've had a lot of fun tonight. So, Josh is in the future. Hell yeah, he
How
is.
about them Cowboys?
No, we're not. That's not the stream tonight, sir. That is not the stream, and that's not what we're going to talk about. Um, I just replaced my iPhone after 6 months or 6 years, almost 6 years. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Keep it until the thing breaks or until they make it obsolete. Planned obsolescence is a thing, and Apple and Samsung both got shit kicked in the teeth by the UK a few years back for making updates that would knowingly reduce the. Oh man, Saints are cool, but they would knowingly reduce the performance on the older generation phones, and they got hit hard because people with iPhone 5, it took them a long time, but people with iPhone 5s and iPhone 6s, when the 7s and 8s started coming out, you can still use a 7 if you need to, but you could not. Like after 2 or 3 updates, so 2 or 3 years, the 6 and the 5 were done. You couldn't use them anymore. They wouldn't work with the new software updates and all that, and they got hit in court, and I think that was what they had to pay. Like, I think it was 26 million for Apple and 22 or something like that for Samsung. It was some stupid arbitrary. We just want to buy a new yacht number, but like they still got hit for it. So planned obsolescence is a thing. The thing that I really do appreciate about both gaming companies right now, Xbox is doing it better, but it's the fact that they're trying to integrate their old libraries because the PS4 or the PS3 had a planned obsolescence into the PS4. And so that sucked because it took away games that got me into gaming. Now, granted, I'm not going to sit
It
here and
did,
blow.
but their option was basically we can continue on with this. What do you want to call it? That type of architecture, and devs will hate us and resent us, and we'll probably have to pay them to keep shit on our product, or we just get rid of the PS3 generation and start anew with something more developer friendly. That was really their option.
Yeah, and I get that because of the core processing, which was a fucking genius idea
That's what
back
I'm saying.
then. But
Yeah, but it was not great for developing. That's what I'm saying. Sony had a decision. Do we continue with this? What do you call it? Cell processing shit, which everyone hates us for. Let's be honest, because it makes their life hell. Or do we drop? Start anew, go back to a more well-known architecture, and we basically have to start over. And they did the latter.
yeah, and I mean that is what kind of sucks about the whole thing
That's what
is
it does.
because that cell processing, if it would have stuck, I think it was a great way to run the console and to be able to build on it for future generations. But because it didn't and it was really clunky, you have an Xbox Series X problem now where it's once again Microsoft takes the idea, fucks it up, and does it worse. That's what always has been happening. Also, there we go. So it's just what they do. And we have PlayStation coming in and saying, hey, we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and make our console. I said Microsoft, right? Or did I say PlayStation? I have a line for both of these. I was reading the text on the screen and I sidetracked myself. Guys, this is the level of quality you get when you come to the playground. I'm just saying. So it's let's start with PlayStation. PlayStation come out here, make all these accessories, sell all these things, do all this stuff, do everything they need to, and everybody's okay with it as long as they give us great games. Microsoft looks at something and they say, "Oh, that's cool. I'm going to steal that idea. We're going to tank the idea, and then people are still going to buy our shit because they're stupid." Like, hear me out here. The iPhone 14 was a terrible seller. Why? Not because the phone was bad or because it did anything wrong, but because they came out and said, "Hey guys, this is the new model, this is the new generation, this is the new thing, this is the best and biggest and brightest thing you can get." Oh, what's the difference? Not a fucking thing. What do you mean? Oh yeah, no, no, no. The difference is we added a cool little camera on the back, and it's a little bit more powerful. Well, but what about the processor's the same? Yeah, the 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 internet's the same on it. The bandwidth is the same. Yeah, that's all the same. So why the fuck you trying to charge me $1,100 for a phone that's the same as last year's model with a different tag and different branding line? So now, hear me out here, okay? Wait for it, because people want to talk about how Sony um, is the Apple of gaming. But now let's look, okay? So Microsoft steals ideas, right? Oh hell, Apple got away with releasing the same shit the second year and calling it something different. Hey, we can do that too. Hey, guess what? Next year this year we're gonna do a Series S. We're gonna give it upgrade. No, we're not giving it an upgrade. We're gonna give it better memory. No, 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 nothing like that. What are we gonna do to increase the price on it? We're gonna give more storage. What? That's it? Yeah, that's it. But don't worry, we have a Series X coming out, another
Like a
model.
good amount of storage? No, no, very minimal, very
No,
minimal.
no, they get an extra 500 gigs. That's actually pretty big. I'm talking about the Series S. And
Oh
so
yeah.
then they come in and go, "Well, hey, let's go ahead and do this. Don't worry, guys. We have a new Xbox main console coming out too." Oh, so that's the one where we're going to increase it and give them more stuff. No. Oh, okay. So we're not giving them anything better. No, no. Okay, cool. But it's the same. Are we going to make it smaller? Oh, it's going to be smaller, all right. What do you mean by that? Well, we're actually not going to give them a disk drive. Wait, we're giving them less? Yes. So they took the idea and instead of at least copying the idea hands down and saying, "Okay, cool. Yeah, we're just going to give you the same thing over again, different package, maybe a little bit of a different design. We might add a little bit more storage." No, 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 no. We're going to give you the same shit with a little bit more storage on the lower end product, and then the high end product, we're going to give you the same exact shit, and we're going to take away your disk drive. Buy it. At least Sony is coming out and going, "Okay, we're giving you this. It's a smaller, sleeker console. It has more memory, and we're going to give you an extra outlet that people have been bitching about the entire time on the front, and it's USB-C." Oh, okay, cool. How much are you raping me for? $50. But the main console, the disk drive console, it stays the same, and you still get the extra port on the front. Good job. And you get the extra storage. It's the same price? Yeah. Oh, shit. That makes sense. The digital? You lost me a bit. But the other, that makes sense. But what about your digital guys who have a library of all these games they want to play? Well, cool. If that's the case, we'll go ahead and make an extendable drive or an extension drive or a
And repair work is going to be way easier now, so you're going to save a shit ton of money, just like the
No, I'm actually
SSD.
cool. Me personally, like with the new PlayStation, I honestly would have made them all digital, and you can buy the disc
no.
drive whenever you want. Yes,
No, no. They would
I
lose
would have
me
done it.
as a console consumer so fucking fast if they went all
Why?
digital
Just
that
buy a disc
quick.
drive. They would be all digital. You can buy a disc drive for anything at any time.
Nelson, you have kids. What do those little gremlins like to do with things that aren't nailed down to the fucking wall or the floor?
Okay, what if they shove shit in my disk drive and it blows up? I
I
lose the
can't,
whole console. I can buy a new disk drive.
I think we
Fuck.
both make I think we both make good
Let's be
points.
honest.
And wait,
Mm,
Nelson's already had that problem with the VR, dude. So
yeah, my VR is in
No,
pieces. He
that was his
uses.
dog.
that's true. That's true.
That
That's
wasn't.
it. Ain't my dog. That's
And
my
don't
wife's
bring up
goddamn
bad
problem.
shit. Okay, hang on. Chat's going off. Her the new
Ain't my
titanium model
shit.
has overheating issues. New titanium model on what? Oh yeah, Galaxy. That's Samsung. They overheat.
That's
Um,
true,
I love
Josh.
my Galaxy.
I'm a physical guy all day, man, and I think that the digital people are the weird ones. I just do not understand. That's like renting movies. Like, dude,
yeah.
you're never gonna really own it.
And
I mean,
Nelson mentioned this earlier. Going all. What is up, Hero Down Under? I love my Australian family that comes in here. It's so fucking cool. Guys, the coolest thing about this, I'll be honest, it's not the engagements, it's not the clicks, it's not the likes, it's not the fact that in about 170, 180 subscribers, I'm going to be monetized, which is going to be super fucking awesome. It's nothing like that. It's the fact that I'm on here communicating with people all over my country, and I'm on here communicating with people all over the world. Right now, Josh could hop on his PlayStation app and talk with us in chat right now. And that would be that's just cool as shit. When we had Retro on, dudes from the UK, like
I
gaming.
love retro.
I love him too. I want him on the show more, but his schedule at work
He's
changed.
yeah,
He was about
yeah.
to
He
be
was
coming on
working
a lot
overnights.
more, and then uh, I could, but I make calls. I know, dude. I know, man. I know. I'm fully aware that no matter how much I beg and plead, it's gonna take you catching like a stomach bug or something on a Wednesday for me to get you on my show. I get that, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine. I'm only a little hurt about it. I'm only a little salty. It's okay. But also, maybe it's good because you would literally railroad me with how much knowledge you have compared to me on this stuff. But Josh brought up that going all digital would absolutely kill the Japanese market. And I think it wouldn't just
It's
kill
not all
Japan.
digital if you have the option to freaking buy a disc drive, though. That's the thing.
Yes, but hear me, Nelson. People don't like having to hook up separate things just to play their games. It is
true.
not a
Until their
peripheral.
disc drive takes a shit.
Well,
That's
sure,
happened
but
on a
that.
PS2.
Listen, you're talking about stuff. How many times does a disk drive take a shit? The most that I've seen a disk drive do is not allow the disk to come out. And if that's the case, yes, my PlayStation just sent me all digital by force and not by choice. But even that, they still have a screw underneath the plating where you can get that bastard out. Like, I have never had a disk drive fail, even on my PS1 that I kept long into the PS3 generation. I never had a disk drive fail. I actually had that little cleaner, the cleaning disc you could put in there that would actually dust off the laser.
Oh, dude, that's old school, man.
Bro, I have always taken care of my shit.
I just use toothpaste and a soft
No,
cloth
you didn't.
to get the scratches off, and it worked, man.
Oh no, no, no! I'm talking about the lens. The
Oh, the inside of the console?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
The
okay.
toothpaste thing actually did work on the old PS1 disc because of that black coating on them. I never had an issue on the PS1 disc not cleaning out on scratches, and most places that had a disc cleaner wouldn't clean your PS1 disc because they were black. Uh, and so, Cosmic Hero, due to COVID, I had Final Fantasy VII R so early. That sucks, man. Like, it's good you got to play it early, but damn, COVID some shit. Hey, what's up, Outsider Gaming? Dang, we get some fresh faces in here. Byron's back in. 30PS Gamer Digital is basically saying you rented it, now give it back. Sort of. So here's the other thing, and here's what's really cool. outside of your games that are online only, I have never logged back in or downloaded a game and hopped back in and not been able to play it on my PS4. That's never happened to me. Uh, so in some respect, I understand, but in others, I also know that there still is a landing page for Turtles Manhattan Project or Mutants in Manhattan, which is a game that's been delisted for a long time now. But
Yep, I
there
got two
is,
copies of it,
oh,
physical.
send me one. I can't
Yeah,
find that thing, and it's
Wasn't
like
that
really?
game terrible?
$70.
No, dude, it's actually pretty good, and it's also a online co-op, or yeah, online
Just to
co-op.
let you know, in the future, Marvel Spider-Man, if you don't own it digitally or physically, that'll eventually be delisted too if
Well, did you see the
Sony ever
Horizon
loses
Complete
license.
Edition? It's gonna be 2 discs. So I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing from PlayStation coming from the physical side, especially with the slim model because they're giving you the option. They're saying, hey, we're not getting rid of it. As a matter of fact, if you buy the $500 version, you're gonna save $30 later on. So I think that's really gonna push a lot more people into the physical part of
They've already been
PlayStation.
buying the physical,
Well, yeah,
cause,
because it's
cause
the
if
majority.
like me, I got a disc because honestly, with kids, little kids around all the
Hey,
time,
hey,
plus
Nelson,
space,
I
I
think you're
buy all
breaking up a
digital.
bit.
Well, there ain't much I can do about it. Um, probably my internet fucking being a piece of shit again. Welcome to living in the country. That shit goes
You
500
mean
gigs,
you mean America
4.
or like the rural
Yeah,
country?
like rural both. But
Both.
yeah, sometimes I'll check my shit and I'll be like, all right, 500 megabytes per second. Then I'll check later and like 7. Like what?
Yeah,
What happened? Yeah,
that's
that's
how
my
mine
internet.
goes.
Welcome to America.
But no, and I
Never
agree.
mind,
I
Thrifty. I
really,
have 2 copies of Deadpool, not the Ninja Turtles in my hand.
dude, Deadpool is such a good fucking game. It was so underrated. It
Yeah, I got two
was
copies of that.
it's so so I was like really just looking for something to play a long time ago, and I was like, this Deadpool game's like $6, and I was like, I looked at it, put it down, shopped around a bit more, and I went ahead and bought it, and I was like, oh Lord help,
Dude,
I'm
Deadpool is selling for $70 at GameStop right now, pre-owned.
70.
70, dude.
Dang, I
At least
traded it
last time
back
I
in and only
checked,
got like
which was a
5.
couple months.
That sucks. Now this was years ago. This was on my PS4, my PS1. Good Lord. Why is this person not dying in here? Anyways, I got it. But no, I do agree that I really am enjoying everything that they're doing with regard to the 2 disc things, uh, their developers. Somebody mentioned in the chat earlier, and I can't remember who it was, so forgive me. Um, the Somebody was messing around in chat earlier. Good God, guys. I am so sorry. My brain is so scattered right now. Let me pause this. So, yeah. Anyways, I like what they're doing. The 2 disc thing, that's really cool. They're not abandoning physical media. I think what Will said earlier is fucking genius. It's going to push people to go, well, hell, I can get a physical for $30 less, and then I can use that $30 to get this vertical stand. I'm sorry. Like, here's the fact is I have my PlayStation vertical. I love the thing vertical. It looks like a goddamn spaceship when it's vertical, and I think that's awesome. It reminds me that I'm gaming on what was 3 years ago, a futuristic style console. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like it's a just a just a box. Like, and that to me, I saw the Xbox Series X and I was like, why did you make one a vertical rectangle and one a square rectangle? Like, in other words, why did not square rectangle but a horizontal rectangle? Like a square rectangle. All rectangles are squares, but not all squares are rectangles. Um, that's some math class for y'all. Did anybody get my movie that I referenced earlier? I'd buy that Quarrel for $1. Anybody? Anybody?
RoboCop.
No, no. It's one of the freaking best movies out there. It's one of my favorite movies. It's not one of the best. Those are 2 different categories. But come on. Your attention span is frightened. By the way, no offense, bro. My attention span is frightening me as well. I'm I get sidetracked really easy, and especially tonight, uh, because there is a ton of real world shit going on right now in like personal life. So like every time I have a thought, another thought enters and takes over for a second, and
Yeah,
then
I'm
I
not only
lose
talking
where I'm
about
going
games. I'm venting from real life situations
from real
too.
life shit. Like it's been a
I'm
week.
getting shit off my chest right now. This is my venting
That's
area
right.
right now. I'm sorry.
Nelson and I are pretty much sitting by ourselves by the jungle gym, just sitting down, using sticks in the dirt right now, and just talking to each other on the playground. That's what we're doing. Like, I don't know what everybody else is doing here, but that's what we're doing. We're just talking about how shitty it is at home right now. That's it. And I got the black plates, but want the purple ones. I'm glad I read that fully
That's pissing
because
me off right there. That is what PlayStation pissed me off with. I have almost all the colors of plates and now I can't use them on the new Slim. That is really pissing me off. They really dropped the ball on that, and I get it. They're trying to make it slimmer, but you could have figured out a way to get those old plates to fit on the new one.
no, they couldn't have because
They could have, if they would have made the disk drive, if they would have been able to fit it in the bottom like how the original PlayStation is, they could have made it fit, dude. But no, they had to cut it in half so they could do the adjustable thing, and that's what's screwing it up. Yes, it's 30% smaller, but you could have slimmed it down a little bit in the length, kept it the same.
listen, 30% makes a big difference for some of us, okay? It just does.
Yeah, they could
It
have thinned
does,
it
but
out.
the damn thing's already slim. Just shorten that bitch up a little bit. That's all
No,
I'll
because
say.
now I can't fit my plates.
Oh.
So you just wanted a more narrow console.
I don't care how they got to the 30% as long as I could fit my plates.
Do you realize?
I don't care if they made it a
So
paper thin.
Change the
I do
place on
not
the
care.
slots. It can overhang. I don't give a
I
fuck.
disagree with you.
Yes.
I think I love the way the new plate setup looks. I love the fact that they have
Well,
the
how many plates
LED.
do you have?
None, because I don't
Oh, so
buy a
real
lot
easy
of.
for you to say thrifty. I'm over here. I got like 400 bucks invested in plates. Now what am I gonna do with them?
Well, okay, so fun fact. Will, I don't know if you know this or not, but you are the mark. I want you to understand that. You are the easy target for
Well, I
Sony.
wouldn't say easy. I mean,
Th-
this is the first generation where I buy everything
Exactly.
I
Easy.
want because I
Let,
can afford it.
let me
But
ask you this. Are you going to bitch about the plates and still buy new plates for your new PS5 Slim that you're getting?
no, I will not.
I'm going to hold you to that. I got a
Nope,
memory
I
like
will
an
not.
elephant.
I will tell you. And look,
Somebody clip
I'm gonna
that.
give you an example of how I do things. Like I'm a ride or die kind of person, but the one time I feel like I got screwed. Look, I got a coworker right now who I called her after work hours to ask her a question about PTO, and she didn't answer. She's been texting me nonstop the last 2 days, like, dude, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Everybody's got their phone stuck to their hand. Don't tell me you didn't miss. And it's not that you didn't answer that pissed me off. It's that you didn't respond at all. So she's cut off. PlayStation with plates, it's cut off. The not being able to get the Spider-Man plates kind of rubbed me the wrong way because I felt like they could have produced a little bit more or they could have went about it a little bit differently. But fine, okay. I snoozed, I lost. But now with the new plates, no, I will not be buying any more plates because I feel like I've invested into the PlayStation ecosystem with these plates already.
No,
And it's
what
not
you'll
like they
do is
didn't know.
you'll get a slim, right? Buy some plates, then the pro will drop next year, and then you'll need another
Well, I'm not
plates.
gonna buy a slim. I might not even buy a pro. It depends on the upgrade. But I'm like I said, this is I've never bought a next gen or current gen mid level upgrade. I've never
Well, there's only
bought it
been one
before.
last
That's
last
true.
gen. That was the first
Well,
one.
the
So
slim models they've done it for the PS2, PS3.
I'm
You know, I've
happy
never.
about that, honestly, because the longer these generations, the longer generations, they go long in the tooth more than they used to be honest. Like last gen, I mean, this gen's gonna be longer. It's great. The high level speed, but by 2026, 2025, not so much, you know.
I didn't hear anything else I said.
I
Did
didn't
you,
hear
Thrifty?
anything, man. It
Fucking
was
god
really
damn it.
cutting out bad. But I probably agree with you.
I'm just gonna say I disagree just to be the eyeball.
Got to be different. You just gotta be different. Oh
No, but
shit!
on a serious
I
note,
got
dude,
spotted.
this plate thing, dude, it really got on my nerves, and I will not be buying as
So
much
wait,
as I
the
want to. I
plate
will
thing got
not.
on your nerves, but not being able to use the
Yes.
same vertical stand and them charging you 30 more fucking dollars for a vertical
Well,
stand didn't get
because
on your nerves? Really?
it affects me. You know, I
Oh,
got $400 versus $30. You know, I'm okay with the $30
but
because
it's the same concept, dude.
no, not really.
It's
I will put
charging you
that
more
bitch
for
on the
something that was
ground,
already
but
working.
Because you don't have to buy the just like well you can't buy you don't have to buy the plates either, but the stand it's you know the system will work with or without the stand. The plates are an accessory, you know, so that is the difference between the two in my opinion. But yeah, I have a lot more invested into the plates, which equal to 6 times the amount of a $30 thing. I mean, if PlayStation said, look, we know the plates are different, but if you buy this adapter for $20, you can fit your old plates into the new one. I'm cool with that because they're giving me the option. But PlayStation took that option away from me. And they knew what they were doing. I mean, they had the Slim coming out at around the same time within a month of Spider-Man 2 coming out, and they still did what they did. And then they want to say, and it'll be another thing as well if they kept the original PlayStation in production, but they're not. As soon as they're sold out of stock, then they're moving on. So what about all those plates? That's what I'm having a problem with is that there's it's just like the iPhone. That's why I don't one of the reasons why I don't like with iPhone
Watch them put the
because
PlayStation plates on like a Black Friday sale.
they probably will, you know, but I saw the value, $50 for plates, make change color. And look, I've only changed the color once. I went from the white to the cosmic red, and I haven't changed them since. I
Oh,
think the
you went
next
from white to
color,
pink.
yeah, pink. Well, hot pink, man, get it right.
Hot
Uh,
pink.
The next color I'll probably do is the camouflage one because I really like that, and I've got the controller to go with it, so I'll be doing that. But then after that, I won't be buying no more plates. So they lost out on future business for me as far as plates goes because I felt like they screwed me. So for somebody like you, doesn't matter because you don't have the plates. It's the same reason why the price hike to the digital one doesn't matter to me because I already have my PlayStation. I'm not planning on buying a Slim anyways. But they could have maybe persuaded me if I could have carried over some of my old stuff into the new one, which I can't.
All right. Well, hell. That's I mean, yes. And that's what I'm saying. Like you're focused on the thing that matters to you,
To me, yes. I'm
and
a
I'm
selfish gamer,
focused on
man.
the well, and all of us are. That's why this show works because all of us are selfish about our own things. Like and that's why this works. That's why it's not an echo chamber. That's why the Saltiest Gaming podcast works because we will disagree with each other and be okay. That's the
Facts.
thing. So here's the thing. That's the stuff that I love about the PlayStation gaming community is that we can sit and call out bullshit and have talks about it and disagree and call each other fucking idiots. You're stupid. You're this. You're that. And then at the end of
well,
the day,
that fix. If
cool.
word of advice, people, if check your wireless network. If you're on wireless, check your network settings, and if you have it set for 2.4, change it to 5.
Hey, it didn't fix it all the way.
Hey, Thrifty, I don't know if you can share this, but I'm gonna send you a picture of my console, my hot pink plates. If you, I don't know if you can are able to put on the screen, but
Well, hell,
there's a
let's see.
couple of people that like it, so
The chat
I'll
will let
just
me
leave it
know
at that.
if it screws up. Are you sending it through the PlayStation?
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't give me that message until afterwards, so let me go
Oh,
into
okay.
our message base and see.
Oh, you're good, man. Keep on with the show. I just wanted to.
Well, no, let's see if it'll do it. I don't know if it will. Okay, here it is. Let's see. We'll see if y'all can see that. I don't know if y'all can or not. Let's see. Oh no, I can report you. That's a really cool setup. That Ragnarok controller, you can kiss my ass. I want that controller so bad. That's the thing that I am. I'm the controller dude. Like
Me, oh, me too, man. Don't even get me fucking
I have the
started.
powder blue one, and it is by far my favorite color on a controller, probably outside of the gray one from the PlayStation, like old school.
Are you talking about the camouflage one?
No, the gray one. They released it on the
Oh, the new one that's
PS4.
coming out.
No, this was on the PS4. It was the
Oh,
anniversary
PS4.
edition, and it was a gray PS4 controller in the same vein of the PS1 controller.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
bought that thing as fast as I could. I had to search 6 or 7 different stores between Best Buy, GameStop, and Target to try to get that controller. And I finally found it one day. And I dropped the money immediately. And if they release a gray one for this that actually has the buttons, and like I'm okay if they keep the black trim where that cover plate is at the bottom. Yeah, the 20th anniversary controller, dude. I loved that fucking controller so hard. I loved it. Um, but if they release that and they make the buttons not this clear bullshit, now. Granted, it's not because I need to know where the X, circle, triangle, and square button is. Like that's not the reason. I could hold one of these controllers in my sleep and play it. But it's just because I like the aesthetic of the colors popping off the controller. Maybe next year, Thrifty. Well, that's good. Maybe I can have Bunny by then. Maybe we'll be fully monetized and this channel can support my gaming addiction. It's only a habit right now. I don't know if it's a full-on addiction yet. Um,
You're a habit. I'm an addiction.
that's
Will is an
very.
addiction.
I'm an
w-
addiction, bro. I got the purple, the freaking red, the black, the camouflage. I got controllers
I
to
don't know. I
match.
play games. It's like if I wasn't in the financial state I was in, when I got money, there's a reason like my bank account never gets much over 5 figures because it's
Hey,
like, oh, I'm at
Nelson.
8 grand. Guess what? Spend 3 grand in games. Why? I don't know because I feel like it.
Nelson, can you go ahead and like disconnect your mic and reconnect it?
I already did it. I can
Oh,
try to restart.
yeah. Try to restart. You're in the
I'm gonna
party
try and disconnect my what do you want to call it? Internet and plug it back in.
because
You
right
know,
now
it
you
ain't
sound like a
recording.
really cool EDM song.
I'm I'm gonna clear that tomorrow because like, I'm paying for 500 games and right now I said I'm getting like 30. So
Yeah, I've run about 40 to 60, and thank God it's mostly stable at night. During the day, bro, I have to shut off the Wi-Fi sometimes, like even just on my cell phone, because it's like, yeah, no, you can't. You're not doing anything.
I'll be back in 5.
All right, man. So, Will, what? This is something that I want to ask the chat. I tried to set up a poll, but because I do this from my phone and not the computer, it's a. I think I'm gonna have to invite him. It is a I can't set up a poll, but what color of controller for the PS5 is your favorite? Mine's the blue. What about you, Will?
Honestly, I like the original black and white. To me, it just looks good. It looks classic. But I like the DualSense Edge color, which is I'm kicking myself in the ass because I have all these controllers, and then I bought the DualSense Edge, and now the other controllers just feel like Xbox controllers. Not in size or anything, but how shitty they are. Which they're not shitty, of course, but just trying to give it a comparison of how the Edge feels versus a regular PlayStation controller.
So you
But I
don't
really
like
like
the
it.
Edge?
I do. I love the Edge. That's what I'm saying. The comparison between the Edge and the regular PlayStation controller, it's just different, man. It's got a little bit of weight to it. It's the buttons and also the look of it is way nicer. So like the regular PlayStation controller, here, let me pull one out. So the directional pad are white, and then where you put your hands on the left and right are white, and the buttons are white, and the center pad is white. On the edge, the directional pads are black, the buttons are black with the triangle, X, and circle white, and then the center pad is black as well, which I think breaks the controller up a little bit better, and it just looks better to me. But that is my favorite color. The second one I would say is a tie between the camouflage and the all black. I like simplicity a lot, but the camouflage one, I think it's a neat gray color, and it reminds me a lot of like a dirty like 20th edition gray color that you were talking about. That's what it reminds me of, and that's why I got it. But then I'm looking at the God of War colors, and navy blue is my favorite color, and that's exactly what they did there. I
That
just
God
wish
of
they would
War
have
controller is
done.
just clean, dude. It's just,
Yeah, I know.
and that's what I was gonna say on the Spider-Man. Somebody mentioned the Spider-Man controller. I have never seen a a kind of a beautification set come out where controller and plates or controller and cover or whatnot, or like special controller with a special edition console. I have never seen one come out where I haven't loved the whole thing. And on the Spider-Man edition, I don't love the plates on it. I love the controller. I think the controller looks clean as hell.
Yeah,
But
I'm the same.
I feel like they didn't do enough on the plates. They had a big, massive surface. They should have done a shit ton more with it than what they did.
Oh yeah, for sure. I sent you a picture of the Spider-Man controller because that's what I was able to get through GameStop. But you're absolutely right with the plates. That's probably my biggest complaint besides the communication from Sony is that they just have so many opportunities, especially with all this hardware that they're coming out with. That I think they're just dropping the ball. It's like, guys, accessories was probably one of the biggest jump this year as far as sales goes. They've been doing really, really great, which I'm glad they are because it shows that customers want this stuff. And the most expensive thing out of all this hardware is the Portal, the Edge, and the headphones. But everything else, like the plates, they're $50, $55. The controllers, they're regular price, 65, $70. You can get them on like Black Friday sale. They're going to be going for 49.99, $50. That's a really good price for what you're getting. Like the DualSense or the DualSense controller is the best controller I ever played with in my life. It's got sort of that PS4 feel, but it's got the new features and it's a little bit slimmer and it's a little bit more aerodynamic. I mean, I just completely love it. I know some guys that have bigger hands, get pissed off between the
Uh,
R1, R2, L1, L2, kind of that space in between, where the PS4 was a little bit more fleshed out, a little bit more space. But I'm cool with it. When I play on the Xbox controller, that thing is ass. It feels like an N64 controller with the rumble, but the shitty like hand feel of like a man. I don't want to say PS1 because the PS1 controller was pretty good, but like a Nintendo Switch. What do you call that? Joy-Con, not a Joy-Con, but the other controller that looks like a regular.
the the Switch Pro, the Pro controller.
The Pro controller, yeah, it feels like that to me, except that the Pro controller feels like it's better quality, and it better because it's the most expensive out of all the controllers. It's at $80 retail, I believe it is. Did I tell you about my Zelda one? How Target sent me that on mistake?
Yeah, shut up. Just
Dude, I've
just
gotten
shut
so
up.
lucky this year. I got Mirage Copy twice. I got the Zelda Special Edition controller, which I was just trying to buy the regular black one. And then what was the other game I got twice as well? Whatever. But yeah, I wish I got lucky in other aspects of my life, but I've gotten lucky with those. But the Pro controller is actually better than the Xbox controller as far as feel goes. It feel like it's better quality. It's just Xbox is shit, bro. It feels like the N64 Rumble with like a Pro controller kind of feel, but cheap. The PlayStation controller is the best out of all of them and of all generations, especially some of the features that are coming up in the next few games, like that Quantum. Damn, what's the name of that game? Quantum whatever
Oh
indie game that
shit.
they were working on that Xbox players hate because they're not coming out with it on Xbox. I think you know what I'm talking about. They're shitting on them, and you know what? The game does look ass. like the
Quantum Air.
Quantum Error, yes. Like
Thanks,
the game
Josh.
doesn't. Yeah, Josh is a beast. The game doesn't look like shit. It actually looks like an interesting game. You're a firefighter and you have some of the mechanics. And by the way, I play Firefighter Simulator on the PS5 and I love it. So that interests me. But it looks like a independent studio kind of game. And it's selling for $60, so I think it's a little bit too high. But the main reason I am gonna buy the game is one because I want to check out the firefighting portion of it, but also to support that studio because they're one of the few who are out here saying the realness. They're basically saying, "Hey guys, we're might come out with the Xbox version, but the reason we're doing a PlayStation version first is because ease of access, ease to make games on there. It's just way easier to do it. Xbox is way more complicated. And when the Xbox guys try to shit on them, like, oh, well, all these other games did the same shit. Yeah, and look how they're running, like ass. Also, let's not forget that PlayStation 3 had the same problem Xbox is having now, where developers were complaining on how hard it was to make games for them. It got so bad that EA Sports, that EA almost stopped selling games or stopped making games for the PlayStation 3 console. But nobody ever talks about that. How PlayStation was this close to having one of the biggest publishers, developers in the world say, hey, we're not even going to put Madden on your system because it's hard to develop for. The
Any
juice is
better?
not worth the squeeze. Say that again, Nelson.
Any better?
Oh shit, you're back.
Slightly.
It sounds better to me. But it'll really, we'll know once you start talking. By the way, guys, do y'all realize that some of these freaking beasts in Horizon, like Forbidden West, if you fight them only melee, it almost feels like a Dark Souls title. Like,
Shout out,
if,
Salty.
yeah,
Yeah,
Salty
especially when you
was
put in ultra hard.
the ultra hard shit. I'm playing this thing on story mode. Shut up. I
Yeah, dude,
don't.
but it takes you
Really?
like 4 years to beat a game.
It's because I don't have time, sir. I don't have.
I feel you.
I don't just
I
have
just
gaming
beat the DLC
time.
yesterday.
You did what?
I just beat the DLC yesterday.
Well, that's cool. I haven't even got to the second thingamajiggy yet. To the second stupid freaking what the hell
You're
is it
still
called? The
early in
programs.
the game. Are you serious? That shit's been out forever.
Listen, we're not
It's
going to
been
talk about
2
it.
years. It's going on 3 years. I mean, it went
2
through.
years.
It's about to go on PC, and Thrifty still haven't beaten that game, dude. They got a complete edition.
You gotta complete it and you still ain't playing it. Fuck off. Listen, you can respect my time. I'm sorry. What am I not respecting your time right now?
Okay, Persona.
I'm sorry. We will shut up.
Back.
Respect my
and-
time. I got a wife and kids.
yeah, respect my time. I'll respect something else. Anyways, so main story of tonight is Sony doesn't owe the IRS $30 billion.
Moral of the story: pay your taxes.
Pay your
They will
taxes,
find you.
people. Hey, they will find you. They absolutely will.
You can fuck with everybody but the IRS. Like, ask
Facts,
mobsters.
dude.
They'll kill people. They'll bury people. They'll sell drugs. They do not like the fuck. They do not fuck around with the
I
IRS.
got a question for the chat. Last time, Thrifty, you asked me because I'm not interested in Final Fantasy Rebirth. I think it's what
What
it's
the
called.
fuck?
He doesn't
And
like
I
good
said-
games. Chill out. It's
I-
You
fine.
gotta like that one.
I said, what was my reasoning? Because I do not like the whole action / turn-based combat / all that crap that they do.
That ain't turn-based no more. Well,
I know it ain't turn-based, but you still have to select your attack, then you gotta have enough freaking magna or whatever the hell, magic or whatever. it is
Mana,
to
you
perform-
jackass.
Okay, mana to perform
if
some
you
of this
just need
shit.
magic points.
It is
Whatever.
magic points. That's
Whatever,
true.
nerds. Jeez.
Playing
I'm not
Final
interested
Fantasy
in
1
that.
As we
This
speak.
Right?
motherfucker.
Now, I will be watching like a 10-hour compilation of the story mode because I definitely think it's cool. But, chat, I said my upcoming game that I'm looking forward to besides Spider-Man is RoboCop, which is a third-party game. Obviously, I'm saying that because it has a release date. I know it's coming out November 2nd. The next game after that is Final Fantasy, of course. But after that, what game are you looking forward to, and do you think we will see it in 2024?
Well, I know 3 coming on that are console exclusive to PlayStation alone in February that I am fucking stoked for.
Oh, you mean
One.
the game that got delayed? Helldivers? That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too.
That was very like, oh, you mean the one that got delayed? Yeah, fuck off. Like
It did.
that's the vibe that you
It
just
did.
gave off.
I
with
thought
And
it was
that's
coming
why
out. I thought it was coming out in
that was
2024
exactly my
anyways, to be
vibe,
honest.
dude. No, it wasn't. It was
Because
2023. They
because
fucked us again.
I didn't really need it this year. I got plenty to play this
Oh
year.
no, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if I got all the games in the world to play. I want it now. I'm a selfish gamer because if my
I
nuts
might
start
not
to
play it
itch,
till next year, but I still want it now. I ain't got time
facts,
for it. But
facts. I don't care. I want it now. But no, on a serious note, that game looks awesome, and I can't wait to team up with you guys to play it. But that's that's my question is like, or that was my response to the PlayStation state of play. That's why I was pissed because
I
they
want it
delayed
now.
Helldivers. No, it went right over everybody's head. And then they show us shit that we already know. Nothing really new except for a couple third-party things. Oh, and by the way, guys, the prequel to Phantom Blade. There's a rumor that it will be free on PlayStation Plus subscribers next month. So Phantom Blade is the game that everybody thinks is fake because the swordplay was
It
so
is fake.
crazy. Well, we will see. But the prequel is coming out next month. It is called Phantom Blade Execution, I believe it is.
It's a mobile game,
It's
isn't
a
it?
mobile game that will be coming to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. But they are saying that it will be free on the if you're a PS Plus subscriber, and it should be arriving in the next couple weeks. So if you guys are interested into that Phantom Blade, which we don't have a release date, another thing said about that game
Well,
is that
yeah, you
the
don't have a release date. The game's been in production for like a year.
for like a year and a half,
That's why I
yeah.
call bullshit.
Now,
They make mobile games, but in like 9 months they put together the greatest trailer to ever be shown amongst games. I smell Phil Ness
I
on
wouldn't say it's the
on the
greatest
PlayStation side.
trailer. I say it was a very good trailer that excited the people, which I think is the point.
I
But
just hope
yes,
it looks something like that.
I think it will.
Okay,
I
so
don't.
let's say this: Phantom Blade was revealed in a showcase that was surrounded by shit. So when
They-
you're surrounded by shit, even a shiny rock is going to look a whole lot better.
That's true. When I watched the Xbox show, I'm like when they showed Replace, I'm like, that looks amazing, and I'm like, it's just a little indie game. I'm like, yeah, but compared to all the other shit, it looks fantastic.
It did get 2 million views on YouTube within, I think, a couple days. So the interest in that is really, really high.
Oh yeah, if it looks
Oh,
anything
what's up,
like,
JC?
I'm just, I don't,
Sorry, we
I
got
don't
some new
trust
people
it,
in the
dude.
chat.
When
I
the game's
see,
9 months into production
I
from
see
a mobile
Dan
game
in here.
developer, I speculate a little bit.
You
It's
got
just me.
JC 2013 just showed up. Guys, I appreciate that. We've maintained. Well, this is actually the first time tonight that we dropped below 20 since we started talking. So, really appreciate that, guys. Um, I am gonna say this, Will. I think your choice in games is great on some things, and I think you're way off on others. And I get that. And you think the same thing about me, and that's fine. But to deny yourself Final Fantasy because something about a
Who
battle
said I'm
system just
denying myself? Did I
no no
say
no
I'm not
no.
going to buy it? I just said I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm
I
gonna buy
will be
it, but I'm
buying
not
the
looking forward
fucking
to it.
game. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna be there in GameStop with my little bag, with my little receipt in my hand for my phone, pre-order. Like, yes, hi, my name's Will. I'm here to pick up last four of the
I
pre-order
really don't
number.
want this game,
Here's
but
my
I'm buying
driver's
it
license.
because I said so.
Okay,
But
and that's the difference between a habit and an addiction.
I said I'm addicted to this shit, bro. Fuck, I'm on the podcast, dude.
I think we
I
just
could have been
found.
learning about geopolitical shit, fucking religion,
Oh,
what is the meaning of life. No, I'm here talking about games on a Wednesday night when I
listen,
gotta wake up in 5 hours because I love this
If there's
shit.
life on other planets, fucking.
Yeah, there's a million things I could have been doing right now, but no. I'm playing
oh,
while talking about gaming. Think
that's
about
what I'm
that.
doing. And hey, listen, I've actually enjoyed the gameplay tonight. It's been extremely fun. Y'all got to see me do one mission, which is, it's about what I'm good for on these. That's actually what's been happening. That's what's taken so long is because I have to level up because I went to the new area and I got my ass kicked.
Hey, me
So,
too. I actually that's why I just beat the DLC. I went back and had to upgrade my shit and put another 15, 20 hours in. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna
bro,
grind later because
so
I got
here's my map
fucking
right now.
smacked around.
I came all the way over here and I got to about this guy, to the tall neck of the shining waist, and there were enemies there that took forever for me to kill.
They fucking
These
shat
guys,
on my face when
these
I first
guys,
got it over there,
these
dude. And I was
fire
like maxed out.
bristlebacks, these fire bristlebacks right here, right before the shining waist tall neck. That fun fact, I had to look this up because I was getting pissed. You can't reach that bastard until you can fly, and that pissed me off. Why are you gonna give me something this early in the game that I can't reach without flight? Like, that's dumb as shit. But yeah, I mean, I've done quite a bit of the map. I have most of the things. Oh shit, I missed something up here. Whoops. Uh, damn, I gotta go all the way back over there. Anyways, I have a lot of stuff done, and I think on this run through here, I can just fuck. I don't give a shit. I can show it to y'all. On this run through, I think I'm sitting somewhere in the neighborhood of like 30 or 40 hours. I know, I'm so far behind. So, for those who don't know, I lost my save file because I originally had the PS4 version and I had upgraded it. That was weird. I had upgraded it to the PS5. And, well, when I did that, I kind of fell out of playing it. And so I never started a new upload or a new game through the PS5 settings because I kept playing it on the PS4 because there was some lighting issues on the 5 at the very beginning that just really bugged me. Aloy had this really weird halo shit around her, and it was bad. Like, she was shimmery. And
Yeah, that
so,
was part of like the bugs and shit that we know when the game came out.
yeah,
That
that
was
was the
part of
biggest
it.
bug is that Aloy had too much light on her. That was just I just want to point that out. That was the bug that they had to fix. She was too bright. What kind of bugs does your games have? Oh, well, our game is missing features and game modes. Oh. Oh yeah, we're not the same. No, no, we're not. Anyways, they fixed it, and I finally got done playing other things and got back to this. Tried to start it up, and I fucked up the import process, and I lost my save. And so then I put it down again because I didn't want to put 35 hours back into it just to do what I'd already done. And now I'm back playing it. So, uh, okay, Kyle, and to anybody else, if you want to add me on PlayStation, you have to send me a little message that says, "Hey, this is what is what is that?"
That was your channel. I just turned the volume down.
Oh, if you, I was like, is there an echo? If you want to add me on PlayStation, there's a section on there when you send the friend request. There's a section on there when you send a friend request that you can put on there who your name is and that you're from the channel, and then I'll add you on there, okay? I don't think you can do that from the app. I don't know. Doesn't let me send you a message because you're private. Well, damn it, that's because I don't like people. What is your uh, Okay, tell you what, add me again if you can. If you can add me again, or hang on, I think there was one that I
If you do it
haven't.
now, you'll know who it is.
Right. Hang on, let me see if I have some requests in here. Nobody likes me. I don't have requests. Stop acting like you're important. Okay, the broadcasting mic is going to go down. I apologize. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can't figure this out with the help of smart people in the chat. Um, Profile, friends, shared online status, edit profile, privacy settings. Yeah. See, this is why I'm stupid. This right here is why I'm dumb. I can't even figure out how to go to my friend request. Oh well. All right, back to the game. I can do it when I get off of here. Um, you'll see mine. It's obvious. Fair enough. Oh, okay. So you'll be a mutual with Will. I can find you that way. That'll be easy then. But yeah, guys, if you want to add me,
Wait, who's a
it's
mutual with me?
Kyle in the chat said he has added both of us
Oh yeah, I just
and
accepted him.
just accepted him. Okay, cool. So we will be mutuals. Let's see.
Nobody likes me. I don't blame you.
Nobody. Okay, I have two requests.
My
Oh,
wife doesn't either most of the time.
I dude that. Oh
WX
yeah,
Mankind.
that does make sense. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Hey, I want to ask this: is a two pad stack in here somewhere? This. because that's another one that I have no idea who the heck they are, but they have mutuals with me. You know what? I'm gonna accept it because that is
Because
their
I said so.
mutuals with. No, they're mutuals with Thrash, Wooly, and Salty, so I know they're good people. That's a really good friend pool to vouch for you. Um, but yeah, guys, uh, Josh, I think I knew that already. But anyways, let's get back to the fun stuff. Microsoft owes $30 billion.
That as soon as you said fun stuff, I was just gonna say that, and you beat me to it. I was
Bro,
like, Microsoft owes the
you're
government.
talking about my
Hey, the
addiction?
government just hit
Microsoft's
the lottery
addiction is
like
owing
fucking 40
money.
times, dude.
That's Microsoft's addiction, dude. Let's see how much money we can owe people and come out with shitty products. Let's race to the bottom, basically. Jeez.
I'm sorry. I
Hey, they bought Bethesda for a reason. Let's be honest.
so
Their
are
most
you
recent
ready?
games the last decade have
Are
not
you
been
ready for the cope
glorious.
from this? Are you ready for the articles and the Facebook post or not Facebook? Shit, nobody uses that anymore. The
I
X
do
post.
for memes.
Well,
That's
you're
it.
old. It's
Yeah, I am old.
so the posts are gonna come out. Well, guys, that's not Xbox. That's Microsoft. That's not Xbox. It's Microsoft. Yeah, and it's not sex. It's a blowjob. Like it's the same thing.
It's going
Stop
to get
it.
the same
Like
reaction that the people gave them when Microsoft got hacked for those terabytes of information. Not gigs like PlayStation, which all they got was freaking screenshots of, the what they're having for the potluck on
Dude, if
Thursday.
you actually just Google, like, you don't even have to like go back through time. If you just look up Microsoft hacked, you'll get like 4 of them in the last 3 months.
bro, it's but that's Microsoft. It's not
That's why I said
Xbox.
Yeah, it's
terabytes.
not Xbox. Well, no, it's because Xbox ain't got nothing valuable to it. Fuck. Let's be honest. If you get into
Uh,
Microsoft, you're looking at important shit. Like,
Outsider, I got you, man. I got you. I'm surprised y'all are able to find me, unless I've already said it. I
Dude,
didn't
you're not
say
that
my.
hard. You're just thrifty.
Am I the only thrifty on PlayStation?
Basically, bro.
we're all on
So
Xbox.
Kyle, here's why. I hide my trophies not because I'm trying to hide them, but because that is uh, it's kind of just lumped into the fact that I hide my real name also. So I fixed it, and it's because we're not close friends. So now my first and last name on my PlayStation account are Thrifty is my first name, and PSGR is my last name, because you know one of these days I'm gonna have hateful ass people come in here, and they're gonna try to do shit, and they're gonna try to say shit, and I don't ever want to be in that position. With my wife's business, one of the things we're waiting on to go completely live with it is a P.O. box because I don't care if y'all know what city I live in, but I'll be damn for certain ain't none of y'all motherfuckers gonna know my address to my house. Like that's just not happening. Um,
Yeah,
and
no shit.
so
Honestly, like whenever, like people know if you pay attention. Like I posted a picture today of because I seen like an 18 wheeler or fucking truck or whatever, and he had Sonic painting on his shit. Like I was like, that's fucking rad. And you can see a city that I was in that's not too far from me. Yeah, I go on my profile, it says I'm from Minnesota, but I'll be goddamn if I show my address, street number. You
right.
know what I mean? Like when I take pictures of my kids or something like that outside, I'm making sure there isn't a fucking street sign in there or address number or I'll crop that shit out, whatever. But
So
you
Kyle, the other
you
thing
can narrow
is
me down, but you're not gonna pinpoint my ass.
you
Fucking
would look
Xbox
at
dudes
my
are weird.
trophies. Kyle, you could look at my trophies. I don't hide them. I don't care if people know my trophy count because it's not a lot. I have 2,800. No, I'm sorry. I have like three,
You're about to hit
four.
300.
Now I'm about to hit 4,000 total trophies. I have one platinum. I don't trophy hunt. I don't give a rat's ass if I get a trophy or not. And so I just don't. But you can look at my playtime, and if I like the game, I play the shit out of it. If I don't, whatever. Uh,
Oh my god, I'm getting invited to GTA 5. Gotta let them know I'm in a game.
um, speaking of, what is Forza the Incomplete Edition? I have actually been proud of my Xbox brethren because the ones that aren't nut jobs are calling it out. And so I actually appreciate that because it's been a long time since I've seen them as a community. Even when Redfall came out, people were still capping pretty hard for Redfall. Like, y'all better be damn certain the if Spider-Man 2 comes out and it's broken or it's badly glitched, then if you can find thrifty PS. Anyways, the thing is we're gonna call it out. We're gonna call it out day one. Let's see. What did you say? Um, if you can find thrifty PS gamer reviews, then you can recruit the T-PSGR team.
Hero, that's I mean it's on sale right now on PlayStation. It's 20% off, but honestly, I would wait a little bit. It's a very nice game. It reminds me a lot of Forza, the other one, not Motorsport Horizon. But wait, yeah, I would wait for Black Friday, especially Black Friday's in a few weeks. So wait for that, man. But it's a good game. It's worth the buy. I'm kicking myself in the ass because I should have waited another week and I would have got that 20% discount. But yeah, it's definitely worth getting, especially on a Black Friday sale.
What game?
Crew
Um,
Motorfest.
Crew Motorford. And you know
Oh,
who
that game's
motivated me
shit.
to
I
buy
played
that
the
game is
fucking. It's
Retro.
shit.
Retro's the one who motivated me to buy it because I was unsure,
It's shit.
and he told me that hey, it's pretty good for
Play the
a
trial, you'll know it's shit.
arcade racer. What game is Gotti so far this year? To
It's called
me,
Zelda. Even though I don't like
Cyberpunk.
Zelda, but that's what.
That's not the question, Nelson. The question is to you.
Me?
Yeah, for you. What is the
To
Gotti for you?
me?
Not what we think is
So,
gonna win, but
Sea
to
of
you.
Stars or Sea of Stars, Sea of
And
Stars or Jedi Survivor.
and you, Thrifty.
Man, I gotta be honest. Right now, without touching Spider-Man 2, okay? Because
I
I
haven't
don't
played
like.
Baldur's Gate though, because I don't have time to play that
This is the
until.
thing. I don't like rating games that I haven't played. So, or speaking on them as if they're going to do something that they may or may not do. So, here's the thing. It's similar to the A team. Hell yeah. That'd be great. I would love that. The TPSGR team. That's right. I thought about calling us the Playmates, but that's kind of already been ruined. So you can't really do that. Because, Playground, Playmates, stuff like that. It wouldn't really work out too well for us. They'd start thinking I was a different kind of website and a different kind of channel. And I don't want that. So, anyways, I have uh, this year I've played Sea of Stars. As far as like Game of the Year contenders, I played Sea of Stars, Final Fantasy 16, and Hogwarts Legacy. Okay, out of those three, I have to say I'm gonna give it to Hogwarts. I think that game was fucking amazing. I've also played Forspoken, but there's no way in hell that game gets a Game of the Year nomination.
No, that's a 7 out of 10 at best.
Right. I am going to go Hogwarts. It broke every fucking record in a week. It
Did
20
you
million
play Jedi
sales.
Survivor?
I didn't because of all the bugs. I will go
The
Okay,
back
well
to
Legacy
it.
is
it's fixed. Go
awesome.
play it and then come back and talk to me.
I
Yeah,
know.
Jedi
I will go back
Survivor.
to it. Also, dude,
That
I got
game
to get
is
in the right.
fucking fantastic. It is
Yes,
so
but I
much
got to
better
get in
than
the
the
right
first one.
headspace to play that because the boss
Just
fights in
start
those games
playing
are
it. Your dick will get
hard.
hard. It'll all be good.
Hogwarts is slop?
Well,
What? Dude, it was such a good
It's
game.
alright.
It
I'll be
had
honest here. I got the game day one. I've got maybe like 5 hours, 6 hours. Like I just got the broom, and I haven't touched it since. I like Harry Potter. I mean, I'm not a fan. I've watched the movies before. I like the concept of magic. I like the lore. But there's something about the game that is just uninteresting and to me to keep playing it. I
the
don't know
way
what it
they
is.
did the wand combat in that game was
Oh, it's
fucking
phenomenal. That is cool.
perfect. It because that was the big. Now there's parts of the game that I didn't get into. Like I didn't get into building out my thing, my room of requirement, I didn't get big into that. I did exactly what I needed to just progress the game, and I think I collected a few different animals, but I didn't go into like the breeding or the other stuff you could. There was an entire game within a game with that section. I didn't get all the Merlin trials because no, no. There were 90,000 million of those little bastards, and after you did about 50 of them, you were like, oh, it's the same 8 puzzles recycled over and over. Now I'm good. Uh, but the story for that game was great. The character interactions were awesome. I hated the perceived choice interactions because the choices didn't really make a big difference unless you were talking about the choices with Sebastian and the Dark Arts. Those were really heavy. Like, those choices made a difference. Like, you couldn't get certain spells if you didn't make certain choices. So, like, of course, I went full on Slytherin because that's what I was in that game. Um,
I'm gonna do a little bit different. Instead of naming one, I'm gonna name
you
three and
you went
three
Hufflepuff, didn't you?
categories.
You went Hufflepuff.
No, I went whatever Harry's house was. I think it's Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. That's right.
But I'm gonna choose like like a single A, double A, triple A. Single A would be like an indie. Double A is exactly that, a double A, and then triple A would be a big game.
Okay.
So my single A game that I would pick is Under the Waves. It is made by the same people that made Detroit. It just came out back in the end of July, I believe it was. It's a great game. You play as a guy who's like a deep sea diver, and you got to do like a little bit of maintaining, and you got to do some investigation. But it's just cool. The second one, which I recommend as well, and it's not that expensive. I think it's like $30. The double A game of the year to me was actually a tie between Remnant 2 and Bramble, King of the Mountain. Now, Bramble, King of the Mountain is
Those
available on
together.
Game Pass for you Xbox users, but it's a great game. It takes basically folk tales and they give it a little twist, especially like Eastern European folk tales, which I mean the artistic style of the game is phenomenal. It is a very short game, but it's definitely worth playing. And then my game of the year so far is Final Fantasy 16, tied with Jedi Survivor, but I'm giving Final Fantasy a little bit higher up, just because it wasn't broken on release where Jedi
By the
Survivor
way, I'm
was.
taking the remakes out of the factor too
That
because
should
I
be its own
can't.
category.
Because honestly, like Resident Evil 4 would probably be number one, honestly, but I've beaten it like 57 times, I think. So I don't want to like put that in my game of the year because if we're gonna do that, it's probably like my game of the year in like 2005, 2008, 2000, you know what I mean? Because I bought it so many times on HD and all that shit like that. So I don't really count it just because it is new because it's a remake, but I don't want to count it because it's not like most remakes or remasters. I've bought in that game like fucking 7 times. So
So I think any of the games that we mentioned could win. I don't think
Dead Space was a
that
phenomenal remake too.
I heard
Honestly,
that.
it was fucking
Um,
great.
Oh, Dead Space was amazing. That was my first time
It
ever
was
playing
fucking
Dead Space
amazing. It
too.
was awesome.
I'd never played it before, and this is my first time. And boy, it's I still remember it. It's a memorable game for me. It was a winter game that I played during the winter.
I like
I
two even
remember.
better, so I hope they remake that next.
Yeah,
More
so do
remakes,
I.
please.
It got me in my. That's the thing about remakes when it's
your
worth
ass
doing
said
it.
more remakes, please.
Well, yes, more remakes, please. Like Dead Space 2, I'm definitely looking forward to that. All those PS3 games that like
Remake Code Veronica. Remake Dino Crisis.
Dino
Dude, just
Crisis,
No, no,
all
stop
no.
these
making new
Okay,
games.
games and
wait a
start
second.
remaking
Here,
shit because
this
your
is
ideas
this
suck.
this will be the last topic of the night because it's we've already gone a little over.
More
This is going to be
remakes and
the
remasters, please.
last topic of the night. The Last of Us Part 2. Speaking of talking about possible dumb decisions by Sony, let's talk about
I
The
don't think
Last
it's a
of Us
dumb
Part
decision. I
2.
knew it was going to happen 2 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
As soon as it was
So
coming to PC, it was going to get an
just
upgrade. Like, that
because
was
we
just
know it's going to
common
happen
sense.
doesn't mean not a dumb decision. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. Like,
Okay.
We know a shit ton of stuff has happened with Xbox. We called it. We said your games are going to come out incomplete. You're going to see the Game Pass effect. You're going to see all these things happening. And boom, they happened. Doesn't mean that they weren't bad decisions. Doesn't mean that they were not like stupid decisions. But we still predicted they would happen. We knew they were coming. Those two things sometimes go hand in hand. But when you look at The Last of Us, here's what I was talking about earlier. The only reason why companies do this, the only reason, is because stupid ass people will go out and buy it.
I'm buying it. It's $10.
Right, it's the upgrade because you already have it.
Yeah.
If you don't already
Well,
have it, then
I would not. If I didn't already have it, I wouldn't be going out and buying it fucking for $50.
right. So that you just like vote with your
50,
wallet, people.
70, like Last of Us 1.
Well, whatever it was,
Yeah.
I don't know. If Uncharted 4 came out with a remaster and they're like, "Hey, $60,"
No,
I'd
no,
be
no.
like, "Hey, get
I
fucked.
think
I'll go get the
there
goddamn
needs to be a
PS4 version when I'm
5-year
in."
limitation on remakes and remasters.
Well, if
There
it comes
just
out, it
needs
will
to
be 5 years because it came out in 2020.
Well, they ain't gonna wait 5 years to
They're
port a
talking
game to
about
PC,
season
so.
2 for
Come
Last
on.
of
This
Us
is
2.
honestly probably the last one though, because what else that would be coming to PC? I meant
Sorry.
like a upgrade from PS4 to PS5.
Hero
think
just
about-
said, Hero just said, "Are you calling me stupid? I'm upgrading, but I'll still buy the disc on sale." No,
Yeah,
on
I'm
sale
the
is
same.
different. I will never shame somebody for buying something on sale.
Just for the collection, Hero. Just
Hey,
for
I
the
haven't
collection.
even bought The Last of Us remake yet. Not because I didn't really think it was worth it or nothing. I beat the game 3 times in 2020, the remaster 3 times in
Yes.
2020. So I wasn't really like, oh, I gotta play The Last of Us again, spend forever. No, it was fucking played it for like 40 hours like
But
a
like,
couple years ago.
I'm
I don't
not
need
gonna
it right
sit
now.
there and
If I wouldn't have played it since PS3, I would have felt differently.
I would play a remaster or a remake of Sleeping Dogs. Came out at the very beginning of the PS4 generation.
I'd spend any
It was a
amount of money on that,
PS3 game. I can understand that. I can understand RE4 that just got a PS4 port and that was it. Redoing the whole game, remaking it, changing some of the stuff, all of that. I understand that. The stupid game came out 3 years ago and you're already remaking it. Sleeping Dogs is goated. Fuck what anybody else says. That game is fantastic.
It's just a PS5 port. That's all it is. It already has 4K 60 on it, so you're paying for the haptics and the better loading. I mean, that's
right.
It. You don't need it.
Well, you guys
And
are also
people
saying that because
will
Last of
buy
Us
it.
2, you guys don't like it as much. You know, it's not a game that you guys are saying is one of the greatest ever.
That is not
I
true.
liked it. That's why I'm gonna get it because it's $10. Because you know what's funny is everyone's like, oh, they charge you for an upgrade. It's like, dude, most people that remaster, quote unquote, like Devil May Cry 5. If you had the PS4 edition that you bought in whatever it came out 2019, and when the PS5 edition came out in 2021, it's just $60. I'd rather pay the 10. I'll take the 10. Fuck it.
It has nothing to do with the fact that the game just came out or anything like that. It's just because I don't like it, right? No, that's not true. It is 100% because they are doing something that I called when they started doing the freaking TV show. I knew that they were going to start over milking the Last of Us franchise in order to get the dollar signs. And they're going to do it because it is a popular franchise. I think the game has been in the works as far as like an upgrade and all that for way longer than they're telling us. And the other thing is instead of giving us a new
It's
fucking
not much.
game,
But they did it with Ghost. They did it with The hell
I'd
is the
much
other one?
rather have a remake of Ghost than Last of Us 2 any day of the
It's not a
week.
remake. It's not a. It's just. All
I
these
understand
are
that.
PS5
It's an upgrade. I know that, but I'm just saying. Putting
you talking about Call of Duty Ghost?
No. Like,
I'm just
Ghost of
talking
Tsushima.
about PlayStation's been
Oh,
doing it
yeah,
with
yeah.
all their games released in like 2019, Spider-Man, the recent ones.
Yeah, and they
God
do
of
that
War. I don't know why they
every
didn't do God of
generation,
War.
dude. From PS2 to PS3, PS3 to PS4, they always do this. This is nothing new. Now, the one that's really a pain in the ass is Grand Theft Auto. That's the one that blows my mind. But honestly, I agree with you, Thrifty. One, I don't like The Last of Us 2. I think the
Yeah, there ain't
gameplay
no
is
$10
awesome.
upgrade fee usually though. It's
I
fucking go
think
buy
the
the game
graphic,
again.
yeah,
Like,
buy
what?
the whole game. I think the graphics are great. I just don't like the story. I don't like dude, there's a 2 hour fetch quest in the middle of the game. I don't like how they switched to Abby like in the middle of it. Like they should have incorporated that earlier. I think if they would have switched to Abby towards the beginning and you play both sides from the get go, so you build the story up, not switch it halfway like they did, it would have done marvelous things for that game. But the direction of the game was ass. The story was ass. Joel, as much as that's one of the things that people complain about the most. I didn't mind it. I just wish it would have been later on.
Just
Like
the
that
wrong
should have
time.
been the peak at the wrong time. They fucked it up.
Yeah,
So that's the reasons I don't like The Last of Us 2 for that. For that,
you don't jump the shark that early.
no way.
You just
And Joel is
don't.
such a great character. If you really wanted to milk The Last of Us, you would have done way more with that. You could start at Last of Us Part 3 when it's a prequel to Joe. What happened to Joe after the outbreak and after his daughter died? What's her name?
Dude, what about his time in the Fireflies? Like that would
His
be
time in the
so
Fireflies,
cool.
absolutely. That should have been the multiplayer game right there. You know, the story, the factions. Maybe it is. Who knows? We don't know much about it, but that could be it. Joe and his brother being in the Fireflies. You know, figuring out the factions portion of it, and that could have been something that
Stop
they can
giving them ideas for
incorporate.
DLC.
Okay, no. Here's what's gonna happen because I've actually thought about this because I listened to TCMF and he has been a champion for factions and for factions too. So let me tell you what's gonna happen. Ready? It's most profound thing you ever heard. They took the factions.
Oh, it's canceled? Yeah, we know.
No. I don't think it's canceled. I think the game is canceled. But let me explain. They Factions 1 had a success. People enjoyed it. People still play it today. They said, "Okay, cool. We can turn this into a full-on game." Bungie comes in allegedly and says allegedly that no, it's not really. You're not going to be able to monetize this out. Something's off about it. Blah 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 blah. Allegedly, and then they go, "Well, we're working on a remaster of The Last of Us Part 2 to coincide with the second season of the show. Oh, let's just jump that back into being an add-on to the game." So yes, I think the game was canceled, but I don't think the game mode is canceled.
So you
I
think
think
they're making basically giving you a reason to upgrade to The Last of Us 2?
they're going to
What, you
give
think they're gonna
people,
throw it in the remaster?
you damn straight I do.
Okay,
Factions
well,
2,
put money on
Last of
that.
Us Part 2, and Season 2 all at the same time.
You know that
Like,
that actually makes sense, and it's also a great time to put it on PC as well.
and
So do all
then
of it at once.
then it silences people like me who go, well, shit, you're just giving us the same thing you gave us 3 years ago or 4 years ago by the time it releases. And then they can literally look at you and go, no, we're not. We've added a complete new game mode to it. We've
Ugh.
added a complete new function.
Yeah, but it's PlayStation. Is PlayStation? Oh man, what's the word for it? I see the thing I'm having a hard time. Which who knows now with Jim being gone. But the only reason I would say that wouldn't happen is because we know how much PlayStation is milking shit at this moment. I feel like they're not yet ready yet with their first party studios. That now they're just trying to milk everything that they can, and the easiest way to get there. And look, the remake. I played the part one, the remake. It's a great game. The AI is night and day difference.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I still can't justify the money for that game because obviously it was a facelift. You know, it looks great graphically, but the story is the same. And as much as people want to hate on what I'm about to say, once you watch a movie, you know what's gonna happen. So half the enjoyment gets taken out. Sure, you can love like with Cyberpunk. I still am playing this game, and I'm over 200 hours into this game, even though I know the story because the game is so big that now I'm replaying the game and making different decisions that I made before. So if I went left, I'm now going right. So it's now opening a lot of new things that I didn't see before. With a game like Last of Us, it doesn't have that. What you see is what you get. Sure, you can go trophy hunting and try to get some of the collectibles, but besides that, I don't really see much more that you can do. So that's the only reason I don't think it may go that route because PlayStation is gonna want to milk this shit, man. And if they can get that one hit where they're making Fortnite money, or even half of what Fortnite makes, The Last of Us is a great IP to do so. Horizon is a great IP to do so because it's established. People love these characters, and it's a great way to bring some of the most lovable characters back. Joel, Irene, Joel's girlfriend, Tess. Some of these people back and actually play them as a character. But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, shit. I think we're onto something. I really do. I think that Sony should listen to us and stop doing their own shit and just listen to us. And I'm just gonna stick with that.
Did
I
you see
am.
what
Just get
Josh
me a
said?
plane ticket to Japan.
Let me
I'll take
see.
care of it.
Josh said that GTA 6 got rated in Australia today. It got a rating
Oh,
of
that's cool.
it got a rating of MA. I don't know how the MA 15, which I'm guessing is
Mature
mature
audience is
rating.
15 or older.
Okay.
I'm
Thanks,
guessing that's
Josh,
what that means.
for letting us know.
Yeah, he also said he pointed out that Horizon multiplayer game is in the works. Yeah, and
Hmm.
the Horizon multiplayer game honestly looks like a double A studio trying to make a triple A multiplayer game.
But we don't
It
know if that's what they're gonna do, though. That was just the leaks. That could have been,
I
the.
know. I, I'm just
But
going off of information
I
provided.
do. I will say, I'm not a multiplayer person at all. Like I played multiplayer with you guys because I spent time with you guys, so it was cool. And plus, the Ascent, we were doing campaign co-op, so it was way different. But it's hard for me to see a multiplayer melee game. Like that to me doesn't feel natural, like a first-person shooter
Then you
would
need to
be.
play Ghost of Tsushima multiplayer, the
I
greatest
have, dude.
multiplayer.
You dipped on me.
Oh
We
yeah.
played one time, and then all of a sudden, like, I gotta work 4 days
You went to
straight.
Xbox. I don't want to hear it.
Are the servers still open for that?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
I play it fairly regularly. Anytime someone plays that, I'm like,
Nobody
hey,
ever wants to play with me, dude. You guys talk shit
you
about me, but you
were on
guys.
Xbox. We played one time, and a week later, Starfield.
Okay,
Like,
dude.
bye.
When I went to the club
where
in
the fuck is Annual
Starfield and I
Edition?
saw those dudes in the blue suit dancing, that did not turn me on. Okay, so I regret my time with Starfield. I said that, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is if you look at my tweet from yesterday or my ex from yesterday, I put a similar situation from
Yeah, I seen that. I
Cyberpunk,
liked it. Yeah.
and it is such a 9 day difference, man. Like with Cyberpunk, it feels. I don't know, man. I think it's one of the greatest games of all time, man. If you guys haven't played Cyberpunk, go check it out. Phantom Liberty is such a great DLC, man. I'm actually
Hey,
like,
so
Is it better than the greatest DLC ever made?
what's the
Since
greatest DLC ever
Cyberpunk
made?
is completely
It's
broken at
it's
launch,
called Blood and Wine.
I already said my
so
thoughts on The Witcher. I think it's not that good.
so here's the deal. What's real
The
fun
goat, you mean?
is we are out of time, sadly. It
We're never out
is
of time.
it
I'll be
we
here for the after
are.
party.
It is 11:30 my time, and I must get off of here. Guys, y'all have been wonderful. Chat, love it. Y'all have been great tonight. Um,
No, I
this
haven't, Nick.
is. Did you run into a sphere? Oh, okay. Um, it's been a wonderful night. We kind of went off the top of our heads a lot, and we followed every rabbit trail we could. Had some great discussion, had some fun times. Go ahead and hit that like button on your way out. Enjoy your games, enjoy them as much as you can. Guys, this world will throw the most bullshit things at you, and a lot of times gaming is what we use as an escape. So enjoy that. And guys, I am always dead serious when I say this.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time even concentrating in games. Like I'll be
Like,
sitting, like I have all day to play games today, and then I'm like checking my phone, like God damn it, someone called me. Like, well, you know why? But
so, guys, I'm serious when I say this. Do not fall into marketing. FOMO is a real thing that companies come out with, and they know about it and they use it to get your money. If you're on the fence about a game, just wait. Wait till it goes on sale. And with that, that is the end. And stay thrifty, guys.